Flagrant 2, no easy buckets, analysis by assholes, water cooler commentary for your sports needs. We are here. We are back. I'm Andrew Schulz. I'm here with Akaash Singh.
Yeah.
Kaz is in the building.
Yeah. Hey, guys.
He's back.
What's up, folks?
Kaz is back.
Oh, it feels good. And
Right
I got my
now-
cape out today. So
Exactly. What he's referring to is his do-rag. You
Yes.
guys cannot see if you're not watching on the YouTube right now. Right now we are recording Sunday morning before football.
Yes.
And we're doing this because Alex and I have to fly out to Europe to go do some shows. Make sure y'all get some tickets. London sold out, but we still got some
Views
tickets
from the
for
sis.
Antwerp, Amsterdam,
Yes, sir.
Oslo, Copenhagen, Stockholm. Somber note we got to start the podcast on. Obviously, R.I.P. Mac Miller.
Rest in peace. Easy Mac.
Sad one. I don't know why. I was walking down the street and it kind of like... I think what bothered me about it was this is obviously, somebody loses his life. It's somebody I've met a few times just in, the MTV circles and seemed like a nice kid. But whenever someone dies, there's this thirst for their content, right? And it's like, let's go check out his music. And then all of a sudden there's this new appreciation. It's like, whoa, this guy, and myself, I'm included. I was like, whoa, this guy actually had some really cool songs. This is good. And I think what happens is that we take for granted, because of the internet, the proximity we have to content and content creators, right? So we're like, okay, here's Mac Miller.
Yeah.
He's making music. All right, I don't really care that much. He's not in a big, rap beef.
Yeah.
He's not, swinging on someone at the fucking Met Gala or whatever like that. He's not.
He didn't have a gimmick. He's just a dude.
No gimmick whatsoever.
dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
maybe early in his career, his gimmick was he was the white kid rapping,
Yeah.
right? But later on, he just became a musician. And so I think there's this idea in our heads, which is like, well, I'll get to that eventually if the song is good. And then someone dies, and then you realize there's a finite amount of art that person can put out.
Yeah.
There'll be no more Mac Miller songs.
Yeah.
That's it forever.
Yeah.
And now we have this thirst.
Yeah.
We're like, fuck, well, I got to get some of this. This is all. It's like when Van Gogh dies and all the paintings go up.
Yeah. I mean, that happens with a lot of artists, and I could speak to it from a different sort of appreciation, because like that's how my career got started. I came up in that blog era. I came up in, running these websites or running with people that ran these websites, where our job was literally to find these people and put them on, and and find their music and try and appreciate their trying to appreciate their potential, especially as young kids. And he was one of those guys that was like a child of that blog era. You know what I mean? Like the Nah Rights, the Two Dope Boys, You Heard That News, Misinfo, Karen Civil, all those websites. And he was a kid that I met almost 10 years ago when I was covering Wiz Khalifa at The Source. And his manager brought in Matt because they were on the same label. And, like we were covering Wiz, but it's like, yo, this kid, he's really talented, yada, yada, yada. And he was just somebody who was just always around and just always had like really good energy. And, and when I was, and he's really, really close to Karen Civil, and Karen Civil is one of my very good friends, and she's going through it a lot right now. So outside from him just being like an amazing talent, like the one thing that was really consistent with everybody that was talking about him was just like how good of a dude he was. And
Everybody's a good dude when they're dead.
I mean, no, but like seriously, like a couple years ago, when I was like, I don't want to say like I was struggling with alcohol, but like I just tweeted something like, yeah, I think I'm a stop drinking, right? Like I didn't like how I was when I was drunk or whatever.
Right.
He DM'd me.
You do be a little aggressive when you're drunk. I seen that.
So this is like a couple of years ago.
So imagine younger Kaz built like a fucking ox drunk.
Fuck younger Kaz. Imagine do-rag Kaz with a couple Kaz out here with the Dewey, bro. Looking like he's about to drink rum.
So I mean,
At home.
I tweeted about it.
Wife and kids very nervous.
So I tweeted about it, and he reached out, and he had just told me he had just got out of rehab, and he was 90 days clean, and this is the longest he's gone sober, and like we would talk about things that he would do to like stay sober, and like, he was always like very supportive of like, even like when I would like go back to drinking again or whatever, he'd still be like, yeah, like just give me advice, and just like, and that's what he would do with everybody. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like when we go out to LA, like he would open up his crib to people just to come kick it. Like,
Right.
you know, like me and Wale are good friends, and like, you know, that's somebody who was just always. He was just. It's just sad, man, because like he was a young kid and he took care of everybody around him, and like, and most of the time, you know, when people pass away, like, yeah, you want to, you know, be like, oh, he was a good dude and yada yada yada, and it's hard to say anything bad about him, but it's like that I don't think anybody would say anything about that if he was still living. You know what I mean? Like he was.
Akaash, what do you think?
He was that good dude regardless, and it sucks.
I don't know how to not sound like I'm jaded or whatever, but just like. Not even like I disrespectfully, I don't think, but just like I think I had my fill of, for me personally, of like this person died and this is my ability to, like my ability to mourn is used up for people that I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I didn't know Mac Miller's music.
Yeah.
Frankly, because I don't really listen to white rappers, and you can take out the really, I don't listen to white rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I heard he died, and I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Ariana, too, because everybody's going to blame her for this, and I'm like, yo, that's fucked.
First of all, it's Le'Veon Bell's fault.
What he did.
I mean, Mac is a
More
huge
thing.
Steelers fan, bro.
Oh, shit.
And
It's
the fact
terrible,
that
right
he didn't play, Mac, you know, had to cope with that in some way.
He had to
You
deal with the
I
holdout.
mean, like, real
Deal with
talk.
the holdout. I also felt bad for Pete, because Ariana
Yeah.
gonna go through this, and Pete's like, this motherfucker, goddamn. Damn, dog, you couldn't wait a year for this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
I think what happens is like, in terms of, it's not like a personal relationship that I have with this person. It's just this weird thing where, as like a content creator, you want people to appreciate your content, and you don't want to have to die for it, right? You want them to value the content while you're alive. So that is the game in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
How do you get someone to value your content while you're alive in an ethical manner? It's easy to go out there and start fucking shooting shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy to go out there
That's a
and start
great
like
point.
fighting people. How do you get people to value your content in an ethical
How many people in our lifetimes have done that? I give you Jay, Beyonce, to become larger than life while you're alive, to get this
your
person
flowers
is
like you still
dead
smell 'em.
mourning. Like this person is dead celebration while you're alive. I said this to you actually. An early death to me for a legacy is the best thing in the world. Like,
right.
if Michael Jackson died right after Thriller was released,
Right.
think about the legacy that guy leaves
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's
I
what
mean,
I
I
felt
always
with
say- I always say-
XXXTentacion, is that like, in a way, I thought he died before things could come out that would ruin
Oh, he was
his
already.
relationship with his fans. Now,
Okay.
yes, there were
Gotcha.
already things about him and the allegations of like, you know, beating up the ex-girlfriends,
Mm-hmm.
etc., right? But if those were confirmed through the court of law,
Yeah.
right? Now that relationship and what he meant to his fans is severed. Now all those people that looked up and idolized him, right? Are like, oh, fuck, I was idolizing this person who was abusive. I was idolizing this person who was a piece of shit. So in a weird way, sometimes dying doesn't only protect your legacy. It protects the effect, the profound effect you've had on people.
Yeah.
Think about with Michael Jackson. Imagine, like you said, he dies, and all you know about him is this beautiful soul with this amazing voice, incredible entertainer who cared about kids, not wanted to fuck them. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be like, what a great dude this guy
Well,
was.
that's the best
There'd
thing
be
that
like 3 or
happens,
4 kids who were like, man, he wasn't that
he
good.
built this whole house just so kids could come play with monkeys and ride a roller coaster.
Yeah, you see a couple monkeys, but then you gotta see this motherfucker's dick. So, y'all don't know the
that
real
was the
price
best
of
thing.
admission for Wonder World or whatever this shit is,
I always said
Dreamland.
this, the best death ever is Gandhi. And that's not just me saying it because he's Indian, but my
Well,
man
what
got
happened?
assassinated at 81.
Oh, I thought he
Think
lived
about
still.
no, he got assassinated after basically freeing India,
Yeah.
not single-handedly, but you know,
Yeah.
the guy who gets the most credit. And then he gets assassinated. So he lived a full life,
Yeah.
81 years, and then everybody's like, "Oh my
Who
God,
killed
this
him?
man got
still be
assassinated."
Yeah, it's a great
martyr.
death. Who killed him?
Somebody who blamed him for the partition between India and Pakistan. Somebody who said some crazy guy was like, "This is your fault that this happened," and shot him. But Gandhi
Pakistani?
was. I actually don't know. I mean, back then you wouldn't know. I don't know if he was Muslim or Hindu. I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, that is really the best death.
I would throw Biggie in there. Biggie had
But he
the.
didn't get the life, bro. Gandhi lived to 81.
81 is a full ass life.
I understand that, but I feel like as far as an artist is concerned and being able to appreciate, like in the Michael Jackson theory that we just put out,
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Biggie got to die before he could make anything whack.
Biggest, the best musician
Right,
death.
right.
Two
Everything,
classics.
Yeah.
everything he
slapped.
put out, like he wasn't born in an internet era where like shit was like unfinished or whatever. Like literally everything he puts out is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then he dies super young. You
Die
know,
a
so as
hero
a,
or live long enough to become the
become a
enemy.
villain,
man.
yeah.
And
Real
exactly.
talk.
But that's I think what was so profound about what Akaash was saying about Gandhi is that most of these motherfuckers die before we realize they're whack.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people only got 10 good years.
Yeah.
Right? This dude went 81.
Yeah.
81 and
kinda
then gets murked as if he was gonna do more shit. Right? Like,
I mean, freed India. He ain't going nowhere.
yeah, we free.
He really like black
he
people,
probably
we being
paid the
completely
dude. He's
honest.
like,
Yeah.
damn, just shoot me,
It's like,
man.
bro,
I
I
can't
was
do
on
no
borrowed
better.
I was on borrowed time by the time I was 65, bro. Like, just you're doing me a favor.
Real talk. Maybe that's the way to go, man. Maybe
That's
he
the
orchestrated
ideal
that.
death,
It's
man.
like, bro, I'm Gandhi. You think I'm going to hell?
Bro,
Ain't
maybe
gonna
that's
ever.
what Gandhi did. Maybe Gandhi hired a Muslim dude to kill him so he could ignite some beef, so that y'all would appreciate how amazing he was while he was alive. He was
like, y'all see this shit, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Now
y'all
y'all
like
see-
peace?
yeah.
We gonna see what it's like without peace.
Who can shut this shit down now?
Oh man.
Anyway, appreciate the motherfuckers you got while they're here. And I guess
give
it's-
people their flowers while you can still smell them, man. Don't
Yeah.
wait for them to
and
fucking
I
go
guess
away.
It's on content creators. It's on us to find ways for you to enjoy it while we're here.
Yeah.
What's tricky in the internet age, too, because the best way to kind of do it is just be gone for a while.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp, before recently, he would just be gone. He just living in France. You didn't see this motherfucker
Right.
ever. Then he'd come to a movie that was dope, and then he'd
Right.
leave again.
Yeah.
And you can miss him.
Yeah,
Now
You know, you know
I've
who I,
said
you know
this
who
on
I
this
could,
podcast
I could,
before.
you
which
know
is,
who I
yeah,
could like add to that type of fucking
Yeah.
thing? Will Smith. Like Will Smith, like
Well, he
was.
switched up.
No, that's the thing though. Like, you know, Will Smith was a super mega popular fucking movie star.
Yeah.
And, you know, and he said to himself, the reason why he stayed off social media is because, like, back in the day, as a movie star, like, you had to have that mystery to you. You had to be,
Yep.
like, untouchable and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And even then, like, you know, people are talking about what good movies does Will Smith really make?
Right.
Like, they're big budget movies, but they mostly suck. But now he gets on.
Back in
Now
the
he gets
day,
on
Bad
Instagram.
Boys,
No, back in the
Independence
day, of
Day.
course, back in the day, yeah. But we're talking about like in the past, like 10, 15
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
What banger has
After
Will
Pursuit
Smith
of
really
Happiness,
dropped?
It was
Pursuit
slow
of
motion.
Happiness was dope. The one where he
I
gave
liked
his
Hancock.
body to people.
7 pounds.
7 pounds.
That
7
shit-
pounds is good.
that
shit
shit
was
was
fire. I got
Oh,
emotional, son.
man, I
You
don't
tough
know.
motherfucker with a do-rag. can't
Pursuit
get
of
emotional
Happiness,
in a
nah.
movie
Pursuit
all
of
the time.
Happiness made me cry. I ain't going for it. Pursuit of Happiness made me shed a thug tear. But
Of course it did. It was a great fucking movie. Yeah.
I'm
Like,
saying-
7 pounds
special.
wasn't. No, but he's acknowledging 7 pounds wasn't a good movie.
Oh,
He
you saw 7
acknowledges-
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
thought
know.
you said you didn't see it.
No,
I saw
I
it.
said 7
7 pounds was, bro.
That was
when
good.
when
That
he's
was
on the
good.
phone, making sure the person is a good he's being a piece of shit to the blind dude. Was it the blind dude?
No, man.
I don't know. but
Remember, he was talking.
I'm talking recent.
He
like,
wanted to make sure that you could use that you were gonna be the right donor.
Yeah.
So he was testing how good a person you were.
When did
and
7
he was
pounds come
calling
out?
the guy. I don't know. This is a while back.
Yeah.
It's
But
a
that's what
while
I'm saying.
back.
It's a while back.
But
I'm
he
talking
was
about-
calling the guy who didn't have any eyes, and he was calling him a blind. He was calling him all these fucking words, and the dude was just sitting there fucking taking it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was a really powerful scene, man.
I mean, and that's great. You know what? I'll give you 7 pounds. But I'm talking about like recently. Like he
can't-
had that movie with like Margot Robbie, the chick from Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
That was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She had
that
another.
was-
Like,
After
yeah,
Earth
she-
or whatever the
only
fuck
one
was
Well,
horrible.
here's a bigger
Yeah,
question.
took down a good Indian director with that movie. Me too, that motherfucker.
Who is the director?
M. Night.
M. Night
Minority.
That like
Shyamalan.
been doo doo.
M. Night Shyamalan's
Word.
been.
That motherfucker had.
He's
The
been
jig's been up on
overrated.
M. Night
Y'all
Shyamalan.
Relax,
Yo, first of
been
all,
over-
we gotta talk about M. Night Shyamalan because this dude had one movie where he tricked everyone,
It was
and
a
then
phenomenal
everybody
movie.
goes,
It was a phenomenal movie.
"He's a genius!
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He was a ghost the whole time. How could anybody
Did you see
think
it coming?
about this?
Did you see it coming?
I can't.
Did you
what-
see it coming?
Of course, I saw that shit coming, son.
Nah, I ain't see it.
Y'all didn't
I
see.
ain't
Y'all didn't know he was a ghost the whole time.
Nah.
Y'all didn't
No,
know
he had-
Bruce Willis was a ghost. First
had
of all,
that movie that
I
just
was
came out.
surprised that y'all thought he was real.
Yeah.
I remember watching the thing. He's ghost the whole time, and the motherfuckers are like, "Yo, why is this person able to talk to other people?" I was like, "That's what some ghosts able to do." Watch it in reverse.
There's that other
perfect
movie.
sense.
The other movie he just dropped that was actually pretty good. That was like the preview to Unbreakable. What was the shit?
No, Unbreakable's dope though.
Yeah.
Yo,
There was
every
a-
M. Night Shyamalan movie, the same fucking shit. So now that we know the
Split,
formula,
Split. That's what it's called.
Okay. I haven't
With
seen that.
with the homie from X-Men that played.
that shit was good.
That shit was
That
really
shit
good.
was
was that M. Night
yeah.
Shyamalan?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
that was
I
his
don't know
movie.
It was,
Yeah.
but I know that movie.
it's all the
so
same
that
shit.
was
There's
good.
gonna be some twist at the end. Now we're looking for the twist, so it's not as exciting. You got us the first time, right? Because we didn't know that you were twisting shit. Now that
With
we
the
know
aliens,
you twist,
the movie
what?
with the aliens and cleft palate,
Nah,
motherfucker,
don't do that.
Phoenix.
Don't do that.
Sixth
Are you
Sense?
talking about
Did he do that?
Signs?
Signs.
Signs.
That shit
there
was
it is.
trash.
Signs is trash.
Signs is
Yeah,
trash.
yeah.
Yo,
When
Akaash defended
Nah,
M.
when
Night
he took
Shyamalan,
the
like-
Louisville Slugger out, yo, when he took the Louisville out and started
it.
beating up aliens, that shit was lit, bro.
Swing for the fences.
It warms my heart how much he goes hard for his fellow
I
Indian
know, right?
brethren.
Dog, you're out here
Bro.
disrespecting the
Y'all
gods.
so fucking loyal to each other, but there's too
Yes.
many of y'all. Like, there's too many of y'all to be loyal. It's like, it's just too many.
That's why we just cut out the Pakistanis.
Pakistani chore, what is it?
I'm
Pakistani chore,
I'm nauseated at how
yadi yadi yore.
that's actually pretty good pronunciation. And that shit
Yo, tell me that shit. Pakistani chore.
Motherfucker knows, bro.
Pakistani chore.
God damn it.
Andrew
Andrew will piss you off, but the motherfucker's cultured, bro.
How'd it go?
Oh, God.
Pakistani chore.
Yo,
Yo, how does it go?
Yo.
Pakistani chore.
gali gali mein shore.
Good.
Pakistan
Oh,
chore.
yeah. Gully gully mein chore. Pakistan
Yo,
chore.
it infuriates
really
me
good.
how cultured you are sometimes.
Good
I'm
pronunciation.
like, I just want to
That's
be like, he's
really
just fucking ignorant, and then it just says, he pulls out some shit like that. I'm like, how the fuck do you know this shit?
He remembers everything you tell him about. This shit is disgusting. He
remembers
used to ask
every-
me questions when we first started hanging out, and I would tell him, and then when he would remember shit, I would stop telling him. Every time he'd ask me, I'd be like,
No,
stop, man. I don't want you to know this
I'm
shit.
getting ready for the second colonization. We coming back prepared.
I'm only pro-integration to a point, to be honest with you. I don't
Yo.
want you knowing too much.
Gully gully shore. Gully gully shore. Pakistani chore. Son, yo,
got worse.
let me tell you something.
Got
I'm
worse.
next Uber I take, I'm saying that, and that is rolling the dice.
You're like, oh shit, yeah. That could go one of two ways. That could go one
He
of-
could turn off the meter right away, like, yo, you're my dude, let's go. Or this could be a very long ride.
Yo, I don't know if this is funny if you don't speak Hindi. I'll try to translate. But my homie was drunk. My Indian homie and I were.
Yeah.
He was drunk. We were going home in a cab, and then he started talking to the cab driver in Hindi. He would always do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And he'd say like, "Mujhe bibi chahiye," and the uncle,
Mujhe
that was
bibi
his
chahiye.
thing. It's like, I need a wife, right?
Yeah, I always
and he
say that,
starts this
yeah.
conversation.
Yeah, I always say that.
and then he found out, he looked at the guy's name and found out he was Muslim. You could tell by the name.
yeah.
And then he asked if he said, "Are you Indian?" And the guy said, "I'm Pakistani." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." And then my boy asked him, "Who does Pakistan belong to?" Pakistan,
Kashmir?
Indian hai ki Pakistani hai? Yeah, Kashmir, yeah.
Yeah.
Kashmir, sorry. And then the cab driver didn't really answer. And then as we're leaving, my friend says, "Which girls are prettier?" And the cab driver doesn't really answer. And then in Hindi, I'll translate. In Hindi, my boy goes, "Uncle, let me tell you something. Pakistani girls are prettier. But Kashmir, Hindustani." And then he got out of the cab. I was fucking dying.
I like the objective response.
I respect it.
Nah, y'all got better bitches. I'm not gonna lie.
I got it, bro. I got it. Oh, man. Let's talk some sports. Good sports week.
Did we have some good sports
It's a
week?
good sports week coming up. Well,
Wait, hold on.
this
First,
week coming
can we
up.
do Nicki Cardi first?
Oh, that's a good.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
a
that's a
fight.
good. That's
You-
sports.
You keep us on track.
That's
Kat.
sports,
It's a
yeah.
big sports week, but this is MMA.
Oh, baby.
This is the best
I've been
MMA
waiting for
fight
this.
in history.
I've been waiting for this for a while.
Somebody got a knot on their head. It was great.
So Nicki and Cardi fight at some fashion
At New York
show.
Fashion Week.
New York Fashion Week. I feel like it's always New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's this fight, and it's just.
So let's paint the picture for people who may not be caught up or living under a rock. Apparently, they both get to New York Fashion Week. That's some designer's show or whatever. Nicki and Cardi run into each other again. Allegedly. I'll just say allegedly because, all I'm going through is some TMZ videos.
Right.
Nicki said something about Cardi's child.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Nicki liked a tweet about
Nicki,
Cardi's
right,
parenting.
right. Thank you. Nicki said
Cardi
like a
was
tweet.
upset about that. And Cardi had pressed her on a couple other occasions.
Yes.
And Nicki apparently was copping pleas.
Yeah.
And
There's photographic proof of them
Of that.
being
Of
face
her
to
being
face
close,
and
right.
nothing popping off. Yeah.
And let's keep it real. Nicki's a performing arts school kid.
She's drama.
She's a
LaGuardia
dork.
in
No,
Manhattan.
but she's a dork.
Yeah.
Right? She's not like about that shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? She's like a theater nerd
Yeah.
that was very talented in terms of her like ability to entertain. But at the end of the day, you're
She's
a
not
theater
about that life.
Ain't no thugs
Yeah.
at LaGuardia
Yeah.
High, the same
Yeah.
high school De Niro went to.
Facts. You know what I mean? Like, let's
Yeah.
go. You're learning Shakespeare and shit like that. You're like reciting lines,
Yeah.
right? Like that's why she's so good at all the characters that she does, probably, right?
Yeah.
Cardi
her
is-
actual persona is a character.
I don't even know what Mouse had the funniest tweet, and it was like, or somebody had a tweet. I forget. It was the only thing real about Nicki is her skeleton.
And I even got questions about that. To be honest, like, I'm like, who fucking knows? But
so basically, Cardi's from the Bronx, bro.
Like,
Like
we've-
Cardi was a stripper. It's a different situation.
that's always been the appeal to Cardi. The appeal to Cardi has always been her authenticity. It's
Yes.
like, yo, we've seen her like she is a regular, degular, schmegular girl from the Bronx that everybody knew. Everybody that was in New York City, whether you were running on radio, whether you were in strip clubs, whether you were like, you knew who Cardi was.
I don't think people realize how accessible Cardi was before
Yeah,
her fame.
dog, that's
so
what I'm
Cardi
saying.
would be at all the parties. Like Cardi, if you know Loopy's like a great New
Yeah,
York City
he was
character.
a guest on the show.
Guest
yeah.
on the show, obviously, and but like Loopy and Cardi used to do videos
Yeah.
together. She's like a New York staple, at least for like us growing
Yeah.
up in the city.
Yeah.
Maybe outside people
I
didn't
didn't
know
know
it as
Yeah, no,
well.
Cardi was just she was just,
Very accessible.
Yeah.
Cardi. Yeah.
so
She blows up.
she blows up.
Nicki feels threatened because Nicki's shine is definitely
One
dimming.
more side note about
Yeah.
Cardi's fame. Even for white people or people who grew up in the suburbs, people who didn't see hood people growing up or whatever, there's this
Yeah.
fascination with that.
Yeah.
But then when so Nicki gets that, but then when an authentic version of that comes around,
Exposes it.
They're like, oh,
everybody,
no.
even the white outsiders, will be more fascinated with, yo, this girl is gullier.
Sure.
This girl owns who she is more. This girl is
Yeah.
more. She mouth click every fucking
Yeah.
sentence.
That's what I said on Brilliant Idiots. It's like, it's very similar to comedy, right? It's like when a comic goes up on stage and he's the real deal and he is his authentic self, the next comic following him, if
Yeah.
he's not as authentic, the audience sees right through it. They don't know why they see through it, but they do, right? They
Yeah.
just see character, they see persona, they see fraud. And that's what happens. Real always exposes
And
fake.
that's why we
Honestly,
saw
that's
this
kind
coming.
of yeah. We've all saw this coming with Nicki, and that's why and
And Nicki didn't
here's-
do anything different. Literally, my boy said it the best. He goes, "A shinier toy came along." Nicki's been the exact same person the whole time.
No, that's the problem though.
I
That's
know.
the problem. She's been the same exact person
maybe
since
she didn't
2009.
evolve.
She
Maybe
hasn't
she didn't
evolved.
evolve, but like she's just not good enough anymore, right? Like
Nicki
once,
built like a doll, and then a real human being came around.
there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
She's Barbie. You're
Yeah.
literally
You are
Barbie,
Barbie.
and then the real
Yeah.
person came.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
And that's just what happens in sports. It's what happens in everything, right?
Yeah.
We've seen when LeBron came into the league, or Shaq is an even better example. Shaq came into the league and changed basketball.
Yeah.
Right? Like this
As far as
is
like personalities as well too, like just being
personality, but also physicality. I'm saying like physically, you could not handle him in the post. The
Yeah.
game had to change because of
Yeah.
it, and that's what Cardi did. She came in, and Nicki was trying to play post D, and it ain't working. Now she getting shoes thrown at her.
Yeah, and the thing that's kind of whack about it, not whack, but I've read a lot of people talking about,
We didn't finish the story real quick.
Oh,
did
so
we?
they just tussled it at this.
Nicki didn't tussle.
well,
Nicki didn't tussle.
yeah, Nicki didn't tussle. Nicki was there with I think Riley or
Yeah,
some
rapper I'd never heard of.
some
until this.
big boned woman that I've never,
word.
and I guess it was the equivalent of like you're gonna run into somebody, so you bring your big cousin with you to make sure.
So it's
like,
what I would do if I had beef with anybody. I bring y'all. Exactly. Nicki and I relate on that level.
So Cardi pressed her, and shoes were thrown, and Cardi left with a lump on her head, but apparently
saw
that
that.
was from her own security
Who
guard.
like
that
elbowed her by accident.
elbowed her by accident, trying to break up the thing.
The
Yeah.
picture of her with her chin up and the fucking knot on her
Love it.
head.
Oh,
and a little
smiling.
smile on her-
I'm just
it was
like,
so
God damn
perfect.
it, yo. Just what that fight alone just gave Cardi another 5-year run.
Oh,
like
yeah.
immediately, like just sign the check, whatever the fuck. And what I was getting to before is like the thing that bothers me about it is like people are like, oh my God, like this is what happens when you bring brown people around these establishments. They're making us look bad and yada yada yada. And I'm like, bitch, no. If you like read, so
Akaash was like, don't say brown.
No,
don't involve us in that.
A couple weeks ago,
the bitch from Scorpion was very polite in the front row. What's that? Serpico. What's the show? The Indian chick?
Quantico.
She was very polite and poised in the front row.
So basically what I was saying is like,
that is on y'all.
A couple weeks ago, I was talking about like, how like these hoity-toity high-class black folks that always look down on like they think
the hood shit.
Yeah, like and they're like, oh my God, the way Caucasians are gonna look at us, they're never gonna invite us back here ever again. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. It's you can't like.
There are certain people that will think that way.
I'm sure they
will.
We
got white people like that too.
Of course,
but
do you know what
whites?
But the people who say that,
middle class whites come through, they look at the same thing. They're like, oh, look at the problems that they're starting. Look what they're doing.
Listen, do people know? Yeah, I'm about to say, turn that shit down. Yeah. Like, do people know exactly what happens at these New York Fashion Week parties?
Right.
For them to be worried about a fucking fight, bro. There's people doing blow. There's these rich people walking around fucking prostitutes and shit. Right. There's fucking all this. It's decadent,
so
fucking
far,
degenerate
you've described
behavior.
two things that are very fun for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's nothing but degenerate behavior. So, like, what the fuck? If some real shit goes down.
Justifies fighting. I think there's a difference between physical violence and consensual.
I'll tell you what justifies fighting. It's Cardi.
No. You're 100% right. But I guess what I'm saying is I've seen a lot of people try to make this argument. It's like, look at all the other fucked up shit that's happening. Don't put this on us. And nobody's putting this on anything. I don't think two people should represent a community. I think that's stupid. But there is a difference between you choosing consensually to consume cocaine, you choosing consensually to have sex with a prostitute, and somebody inflicting violence on you when you might or may not want violence inflicted on you.
I guess. But
No.
Listen,
it's not even. They're not even equivocal.
Yeah.
One person trying to hurt you is different than you trying to indulge in cocaine. Those we have to draw a line somewhere.
Their point is their broader point, and maybe you're picking it apart, but the point is like it's hypocritical.
It is hypocritical. I
don't think it is. If you want to go to the party and punch yourself in the face, that's on you. I mean, essentially, that's what you're doing when you're doing drugs or alcohol. You punch yourself. Once you're inflicting violence on someone else and you put other people's safety in jeopardy.
Real quick, I don't want to go too long on this, but I think the people who they're talking about aren't judging the fact that it's violence and you're hurting someone who's innocent. They're saying this is classless.
Yeah.
And they're saying don't call that classless when this other shit is happening.
That's all I'm saying.
I see what you're saying. Got you. Yeah. So it's they don't want to be associated.
It's the hoity-toity fucking blavity blacks. It's below our dignity. It's below our dignity to fight or to throw shit.
No, I'm 100% down with removing dignity. Fuck dignity. I got no dignity. Right. But there is something there. I will acknowledge the difference between like you choosing to put something in your body and someone else choosing to like affect your body.
I guess, but to me, it's just.
I mean, you go out, right? You drink.
Yeah.
How would you prefer to drink or get punched in the face?
Right? If there's somebody out there that I feel like I got a punch in the face, I'd much rather go out and punch someone in the face.
I'm saying punch you.
Oh, punch. Well,
you get punched in the face.
Listen.
Somebody you slam.
I'm not going anywhere where I know somebody wants to punch me in the face. There's that too. There's that too, bro. Like, listen, like Nicki's been talking very, very spicy on her radio show, liking petty tweets, doing lots of petty shit.
It's over.
You know what I'm saying?
Nicki,
it's
man.
like, bro, it's
a wrap.
You know who's gonna be harder to? It's gonna be harder for the Nicki to accept her loss is Nicki fans.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro, you can feel
they're
them.
worse.
You can but you can feel them looking for another outlet. Like they had so much fervor and they had so much excitement, and once it was exposed that they don't have that fervor and excitement when she needs them to buy an album.
Yeah.
Immediately it was like, oh, we have to invest money?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Let me go find someone else. I don't got to invest money.
It's Stan Twitter, bro.
Every Nicki fan right now is practicing, oh, that's all those barbs are going, did I get it right, girls? Did I get
It's why I can't stand that.
Don't worry, Barbs. We got you. You'll be ready in a couple months.
Oh, man. man.
Right when that knot goes down on Cardi's forehead.
Give Cardi a few weeks. I know she gonna have some shit to say, and everyone's gonna listen.
Best tweet was Mouse had said the King of New York is okay, don't worry, and there's a picture of Cardi. That was great. That was the best. That's the best.
Oh man! All right.
All right, sports.
Where we at with it?
Can we acknowledge real quick? We have to call out our friend Omar from the House of Highlights.
Oh, shout out Omar, man,
we
my
gotta
dude.
call out Omar.
House of Highlights, my guy, bro.
Omar, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you ever post another video of Lonzo Ball saying that he has adjusted his shot in any way, I'm unfollowing forever. This guy posted a video with a long caption that must have been paid for by Big Baller Brand.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Lonzo's new shot. The shot has been changed, whatever. Dude, Lonzo looks like he's fucking dabbing the entire time. The ball is being brought up on this side of his face. All it is some slow motion that's happening in the video.
Like he's doing core exercises with a medicine ball.
This seatbelt put on fucking form. Listen. Stop lying to the people, Omar. Okay?
Man.
We're going to get you on here. We're going to bully you. We're going to bully you if you keep lying to the people. I want that caption changed.
Oh, jeez. And you know, I'm a card carrying member of the Big Baller Brand.
Same.
But bro, that jump shot is still butt ugly.
Oof.
I'm like, bro, and it goes in.
He still could be
it goes
good.
in, dog.
I think we all think he's gonna be good.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he's
It's
already
not,
good.
It's not a reinvented jump shot.
Yeah,
No,
I think he's already a very good player. You know, I think he has the potential to be a great player.
He had a great rookie season. Everything's
But
fine.
don't lie to the people, Lonzo. Don't lie to the people, Omar.
Omar.
Come
Omar,
on.
the video is his shot hasn't changed at all.
Yeah, it's
You just
still.
did slow motion.
Yeah, it is what it is, bro.
I
That's
don't
how
know.
it's gonna
I just
be.
had to call. I just got to call him out for that. Okay, so should we talk about
Football.
Serena?
Yeah, while
Real
we're,
talk. We
while
gotta
we're
talk
calling
about
people
Serena.
out, can I call out Andrew Schulz?
Okay, can I set it up and then you
Okay,
call me out?
okay.
Oh
Okay,
boy!
go ahead.
All right, let's see. I did see this exchange on Twitter, so I'm gonna sit back and be the black guys in the room. Alex, just in case some shit happens, Alex.
That's fucked
we
up.
need
He
a
said,
meeting.
I'm gonna be the black guys in the room, Alex.
Yeah, I said
You
as the
forget you
black
exist,
guys in
dog.
the room. Oh, gosh, go for it. Oh shit! If you say something crazy,
Okay, I didn't even watch the match.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
Son, Mad Saliva just came out.
I'm mad, dog. I'm heated.
Well,
I'm
apparently,
passionate.
but be mad with your lips closed.
Yeah, I'm too mad. Too mad.
Okay. Chris Scopo is picking me up to go do my shows in Jersey.
Right,
Stress Factory.
right.
We're going out there. Thanks to everybody who came out of Stress Factory in Jersey. We go. The spit landed on my phone,
Ew.
son.
Ew.
Too big. Son, the spit is so big, I thought it was a camera. You know the little dot for the fucking camera on
Don't
the phone?
change the subject.
Listen.
Don't
all
change the
right,
subject.
all
I'll
right,
clean
all
it
right,
off, though.
All right.
I mean, I will not clean it off. I'm not
Okay.
not a monster.
So I get into the car with Chris.
Right.
Chris is the funniest guy to me. He is a sports fan,
Right. Yeah.
meaning he will watch women's sports. He'll watch like random shit. You know what I mean? Like he just loves sports
We gotta
in general.
get.
We're gonna get Chris on here.
Yeah, to
Okay.
defend baseball.
Well, I think we'll get him on for like playoffs or something like that. Something like
okay.
that. So Chris Comic always opens up for me. He's great. So he's watching the game on his phone as we're driving to the gig in rain. So
Right.
putting us all in jeopardy.
Oh, I thought you
right?
were in an Uber. He's
No,
driving.
No, he's
Oh,
driving.
shit.
It's
Okay.
a Subaru. Safe car, but still, I'd rather the eyes on the road.
Okay.
When I get in, like the recap is happening.
Okay.
All I see is a clip of her smashing a racket, getting a point taken away.
Right.
A clip of her going to the ref saying, "I don't need to cheat to win. I'd rather lose." And then her sitting with the girl, the Osaka, who looks like Christian Polanco.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Exactly like Christian Polanco. Like the soccer cooligan that we
I
have.
need to look it up. Yeah, I remember Christian soccer hooligans.
Yeah. So I see the poor girl crying, and I see Serena, which I thought was very incredibly classy, is to tell everybody, don't boo. This is an amazing win for her. What a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Let's support her in this.
Right.
Like, we forget, Serena also just lost like $2 million.
Yeah.
Right? Like, the
I
difference
don't
in
think she's
prize
losing
money.
any sleep for that.
I don't think
that
it's
2
$2
million.
million. I think, but
Isn't it 3.2 for the winner and like 1 point something?
Yeah,
for
no,
the
but I
loser?
mean, like, as far as I don't think she's missing any meals by not
She's
getting
not missing
that.
meals, but fam, 2 million to 2 million.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
it's not. It's
I've
not
never
easy
lost
to
2
get
million.
to.
It's easy for me to
Facts,
say,
right? So it's like,
Yeah.
so like, I thought it was really cool of her in that moment to where you can be extremely frustrated. This is your second straight, what is it called, final that you lost since having the kid. Now there's questions of can you do it, right, anymore. And she goes out there and she protects this girl. So that's all I saw. I didn't, and I tweet, wow, pure class, Serena, amazing. This is awesome. Pure fucking class. Akaash gets his caps lock button. She disobeyed authority.
I didn't answer that to you.
What'd you say?
Your thing was, fam, you don't watch tennis. Serena is a historically bad loser. Meaning there is a historical precedent.
I'll do you one better. I don't watch lady sports. Okay? The fact that anybody on Twitter thought that this meant anything for me is absurd. So
that's why it bothered me.
Why?
Hearing the content. Because when I read that tweet, I said, this motherfucker Charlemagne.
Can I support black women?
No,
can I support black women, bro? Can I support my black queens?
Yes,
you Charlemagne that, and I was heated.
It's not about Charlemagne in it. There's absolutely precedent
my
there.
Black queens, please. Haven't they went through enough? I saw Cardi, one of my black queens, get her a knot on her head.
Why would you support Nicki? She more black than Cardi.
I don't know if she's removed.
Dominicans are black.
I'm not sure what she did.
Dominicans are also black.
I don't know what percentage has been put in, put out. Now she's Asian. Do you know what I mean? For all I know, she was the girl that Serena played.
She's 38% black, 62% silicone. Silicone.
It was close. Yeah, you're talking about the Valley.
Yeah.
I mean,
so that's how Indian.
There's.
All I'm saying is, I just saw a black queen queening. Oh gosh, I saw a black queen queening. You know what I mean? And if there's one thing that I'm gonna support,
oh man,
this is one thing I'm gonna support. It's my black queens. And then,
for sure.
And then, Akaash tried to ridicule me.
I just needed to call you out because I didn't want the people who were gonna support you to be like, yeah, because you are a sports authority.
I didn't want to, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to seem like I was pandering at all. I think if I had watched the whole game, I would have had a different perspective.
Oh, for sure.
Literally, all I saw was the part that made her look like the victim.
Right.
So I was like, "You're just in thinking that." You know, the girl broke the racket. Fucking McEnroe's been breaking rackets for years. Nobody made a big deal. There's commercials about how he breaks rackets. It's part
cute.
Of the
It's part of his.
McEnroe got disqualified from a Grand Slam.
Yeah, it's
like he got thrown out of a whole
appeal.
fucking tournament.
Yeah.
Not a game, thrown out of the tournament.
So it's normal. This happens a lot.
So here's what. First of all.
Yeah. Tell the rules to tennis because I don't know them because I'm not gay. So like, I don't know.
I am. So let me explain something.
So this is how you play tennis. You put the racket so the handle's facing up. Then you sit on it. Don't let me get into doubles.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, go.
So players get coached all the time. Like, you have a coach sitting up there.
Right.
And then there's always some kind of communication that
Why
happens.
can't you coach? It's stupid.
It's a stupid rule.
Like, why?
Stupid rule,
Yeah.
but it is a rule. Serena gets warned for it. She's getting her ass kicked, by the way.
Yeah,
this is not a close match.
She got smoked yesterday.
It's 6-2 is the first set. Now, you can lose it. Women's tennis, it's like college basketball. They're not as good.
Right.
So, like, there's huge comebacks in college. You can, in the NCAA tournament, teams aren't good enough to hold a lead.
Yeah.
Women, kind of the same thing. But she got her ass beat in this first round. And first set. And second set, she's losing. Coach is signaling her. And she gets warned by the chair umpire, hey, don't signal. Now, maybe you can say it's because she's a woman or whatever the fuck. But that's a warning. And then Serena denies it happened. It's on video. It's pretty clear it's happening. They're showing it. But Serena's like, nah, it didn't happen. She gets coached again. Coach says, all right. Or the umpire says, okay, that's a point deduction. So he takes away a point. Serena loses her fucking mind. How dare you? I'm not a cheater. Making it a real character assassination. I would never do such a thing. I would rather lose than cheat ever in my life than break rules. All this bullshit.
I have a daughter. She said that's.
I have a daughter.
Yeah.
So that's the point deduction. And then you have a changeover. Every 2 games you switch sides. And they do that in case of sunlight. Like, it can make a big difference when you're serving and stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Sounds pretty gay.
She's on the changeover. And she's going to the chair umpire. And she's like, are you going to apologize? She's demanding an apology from the chair umpire. She calls him a liar. You're a liar. You're a thief. You stole a point from me. All this shit keeps going, keeps chirping. Chair Empire doesn't say shit. She's quiet for a while. Then she chirps one more time. Chair Empire says, you know what? Game deduction. Then she loses her fucking mind, stops the match, calls out tournament officials. He's a liar. You would never do this to a woman, to a man. Men get away with murder. I can't get away with this. Why does this always happen? Actual tears are coming at this point.
Yeah.
End of the match. They interview the coach, Serena's coach. He said, that's a stupid rule. They should change that rule. I've been saying that well before this. We should be allowed to coach. And they said, did you coach her? He said, yeah, I was coaching her.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Lost in all of this. Lost in
all of this. She's a woman. She's black. Everyone. And I agree. Serena gets mistreated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Serena is the greatest winner we've had since Jordan, male or female.
Facts.
Her will to win is fucking unreal. If it's a close match, in my mind, I never remember Serena losing. But I also remember, here's another thing, 2009 U.S. Open final. Serena's getting her ass kicked.
Yeah.
She's getting called for, like, I think foot faults, where you, like, your foot goes over the line, whatever, you're serving. You're going to suck that dick?
No.
But then she gets called for a couple of those.
Right.
She says to the back judge, she takes the tennis ball, she goes, I swear to fucking God, I'm going to take this fucking tennis ball and shove it down your fucking throat.
I remember
To
that.
whom?
I remember that vividly.
To an umpire.
Here's
Male or female?
Here's my
and
thing.
she got
Akaash.
deducted a point on match point and then freaked out then too.
Here's
you
my
tell me
thing.
male or
I'm
female?
really glad. I'm really glad you brought this
I'm
up.
so happy I finished before he could do gay shit with that banana. I'm so happy I finished before he could do gay shit to that banana.
Right. Right, hold on.
I love
y'all ever
Serena
started
Williams.
eating a banana like this? Just to bless the banana. You gotta bless the.
Yo, you know what's funny about the way I'm sitting? This is how you gotta take a shit in India. I instinctively jumped to that position.
shit so quick.
That was instinctive.
So easy
That was
for him.
innate in me. I just hopped up into that motherfucker. This little back support make a difference. They need to
Yo,
put
you
this shit in
Asians
India.
Yeah, these new
Squat,
chairs
son.
is awesome, bro.
Yo,
Asians know how
I
to
can't do
squat.
it when I go to India. I don't got the hip flexibility. I be holding shits.
All right, so I like to
look into a
say,
Western toilet.
Akaash, I'm glad you brought this up because I'm a Serena Williams like fan.
Yeah.
Love
Likewise.
Serena Williams. I think she's, like you said, probably the greatest winner of any individual sport of our generation. Let's not let facts get in the way of a really good story. You know, like, I was all ready to be like, you know, there's precedent there. Absolutely. Like, with black women, with women athletes in general, you know, like, there's certain, you know, generalizations that come with them that aren't applied to male athletes, and that's all well and good. But the fact is, she cheated. Like,
Sure, people get away with it.
Can I
But she
say-
got
she
warned.
cheated,
Can I
and
say
she got
one thing?
warned, and
Can
she
we-
got all that.
can we
And
think
and to
about-
take it, and not to take away from that, like, the worst thing about this whole thing is it takes away from the fact that, like, she got her ass handed
And
to
that's
her.
what I think she's doing. I
And-
think she's shifting the narrative
Yeah,
from I
like-
got the shit kicked out of me to I'm a victim.
That's fair.
and then it went to, oh, look how gracious I am in defeat. I'm like,
And that's
Serena,
why that tweet, even though you
I
didn't
You
know.
weren't
I know,
gracious,
bro.
I know.
I wasn't watching.
she
know.
wasn't gracious in
tennis.
defeat. Like, don't don't
fuck
make
does
this a
that,
race
bro?
and gender thing right now. Like,
Yeah.
Watching
you got-
women's tennis.
you
I
got
was
your
watching the
ass
college
beat.
games with a
But
college
she
team.
tweeted out a strong liberal opinion.
Oh,
He
geez.
see the
I'm
god
watching
Oh.
college games. Okay, I'm watching college football. All right,
What you watching?
whatever team looks.
See, I know you don't watch college football.
Can I tell
Stop
you?
it.
Can I tell
Stop
you?
it.
Can I tell you
Stop
which one?
it. Okay, go ahead.
I was
Get
watching
your
whatever
joke off.
team looks the most like the real teams. So I like Iowa because it looks like the Steelers. So I just
Alright.
pretend it's
All
professional.
right, fair enough.
You know? So I was watching Iowa, which actually was playing at night, so I wasn't watching
Okay,
Iowa.
all right, fair enough.
Point is, I don't think that what we're doing is giving enough consideration to this umpire.
Right.
The umpire is sitting there, probably married man, and he's got this woman.
Was it a man?
Yeah,
Yes.
man.
Okay.
He's got this woman yelling at him, screaming at him, calling him a liar,
And a thief.
calling him a thief, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Screaming on him, calling him sexist.
Like,
Now,
he has anything to lose to keep
He's
Serena
got
Williams.
to do this.
Yeah.
He's got to deal with this in his personal life at home with his wife. And how many times do you think he'd love to look at his wife and go,
Point deduction.
"Game deduction." Game deduction, point deduction.
Like, she wilded out.
It's over.
She wilded out. Like, the thing that it's whack about it, it's like, what? All right, say, okay, the guy's a thief. You guys cheating him. What umpire in their right mind think it's bad for business for Serena Williams to not win? Like, like, if you're saying, oh, something's getting fixed, yada, yada, it's usually for the more popular.
And not even just that, it's always
Jordan
make.
rules.
It's
Yeah,
always
the Jordan rules, the Brady rules,
even
like that type
it's
of
always
shit.
make the match closer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually when we hear cheating, is make the match closer. Like, nobody thought the refs at 3-0 were helping the Warriors over the Cavs.
No,
We all
dog.
thought the Cavs are going to get all the calls here. You make it closer.
Exactly.
My friend thinks this is a great argument for the wage gap and why it exists.
Oh, God.
Because once Serena had a kid, she hasn't won again.
I mean, she's been in 2 finals, though. She's been in two Grand Slam
How
finals.
many did she win? So, ladies, if you want to know why your earning goes down, it's them kids, bro. Them sucking all the earning potential out of your titties.
This was what my joke was, though, is she's sitting there, she's blatantly cheating, she's denying it, she gets upset when she gets penalized, demands to talk to the authorities, stops the whole fucking match, starts crying, actual tears. Y'all make this about race. That's the most white woman shit I've ever seen in my life. I think she married a dude so rich and white, she forgot she black. She out here thinking she fucking just talk to
I was told by Apple Care.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. I'm like, Serena, like, yo, you are the GOAT, bro. Like, you're the GOAT. Like, you're the absolute GOAT. There's no need for you to do this type of shit.
And she fucked up
dog.
a great
Like,
moment. This is the first
and
Japanese player to ever win a Grand Slam.
Haitian Japanese. That's another black woman. That's another black woman he took a
that's
moment
great
away
point. I
from.
didn't even know she was
Like,
Haitian
she's Haitian and
I thought
Japanese,
she was
bro.
just
Yeah,
Japanese
every
No,
sport.
she's half black, half Japanese.
Yeah, every
she
sports.
took that Japanese name, though.
No, I mean, shit, that's her dad. But every
No.
highlight was like, oh, she's Japanese.
Her
She's
dad
Japanese.
is black.
She made it a point
Really?
of duty.
Took mom's
She made it a
name.
point of duty to let people know every time, like, no, I was raised in a Haitian household. I'm a Haitian woman. I
Came
have a
here when
Japanese
she was
name.
5 years old.
Yeah.
But when she was, accepting that trophy, she was doing a lot of bowing.
So
She
this,
didn't. She
was
had
a
nodded.
lot
All
of
right, that was
bowing,
not
son.
a.
talk, though. I'll tell you what, Serena, everybody acting like Serena's so gracious as a girl. First of all, they're booing because Serena made such a scene. So now they're booing this girl. Then Serena, hey, let's give her some credit. And
She had
then-
to apologize for winning.
And then
That's the most fucked up shit.
whatever her name is, I don't even really watch.
Naomi Osaka.
Naomi Osaka.
Naomi
Yeah.
Osaka bows to Serena. Serena don't bow back. She just looks at her. All right. This is humble Serena.
We don't bow to foreign leaders, bro. We don't do that.
Yeah,
this is
that's-
America.
Yo,
This is America.
That's a little Trumpish, ain't it?
Fuck yeah.
Because Serena married a rich white man.
She on Reddit, bro.
She
She
read
knows
it.
she gonna read.
I mean,
Ready.
it's one of those things. Like, usually I disagree with y'all, but it's like, bro, Serena, it was kind of classless.
And I have
It was
been on
kinda
this
classless.
podcast saying that Serena is fucking
She's
amazing.
the best
Will to win is
solo
unprecedented.
athlete I've probably ever seen, will probably ever see. But, like, bro, like, the fact that
Federer's
you took
still
away that
better,
moment from another young black woman and tried to, like, circumvent it afterwards and be on some, like, oh, well, see, look, no, let's not take away from it. Like, bro, like, the deed's already done. She had to apologize for
And you know,
winning.
the last time she did this in 2009, the girl that beat her, Kim Clijsters, had just won a Grand Slam after giving birth. She had an 8-month-old baby. This is this beautiful moment, historic thing. And then on match point, Serena's threatening the fucking life of somebody else, gets a point deduction. That's how that girl won her Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Is Serena made it all about her again.
It's one of those things where it's like,
She don't want to lose fair.
And
I
then
wish Michael Jordan was mic'd up for some of his more intense moments.
Yo, fine, but if you want to make this about male-female thing,
Yeah.
Joey Crawford threatened Tim Duncan's fucking, you want to fight?
Yeah. He had to go to therapy after that.
And Tim
did?
Duncan didn't
The
stop the
referee,
match.
Joey
Tim
Crawford.
Duncan didn't stop the basketball game and say, timeout, timeout, timeout. This man has threatened me. This man asked me to
Yeah.
fight.
Because first off, Tim Duncan's 6'10".
Sure, but he didn't
Joey
make it about
Crawford.
him. He didn't stop
girls.
nothing.
If you
Bro,
guys
the
remember
girls.
this incident, Joey Crawford, I guess Tim Duncan was laughing at Joey
Laughing,
Crawford
enjoying
because Joey
his
Crawford
life.
was like, "Oh, you want to fight?" Yada yada. So he's on the bench, not doing nothing. He's just sitting there laughing, and Joey Crawford tees him up, throws him out, and it's this iconic moment where Tim Duncan just looking at him like incredulous, just fucking walks off like, "All right, whatever." And he still wants to go fight him. It turns out later in the years, like, Joey Crawford had all these fucking anger issues. He had to go to fucking therapy. Had to see all this other shit, right? But it goes.
He been a
say all
bag
that
of
to
shit,
say-
Joey Crawford.
Yeah, he's been batshit crazy, but not. I don't want to call people crazy, but he's had issues with his temper or whatever. But I say all that to say, like, if you're gonna make it a male and female thing when it comes to, I understand some people are like, well, that's Serena Williams. You don't disrespect somebody who's done so much for tennis and yada, yada, yada. It's like, it's not about that right now. It's about you versus this woman in a final. You were warned. Oh shit! You were warned. You know, to not get these signals, to not get coached, to not do any of this shit. Mm-hmm. The dude was doing her job.
Guys, we
the
spent
dude was
way
doing
too
his
long
job.
on a women's sport. I can't start fucking talking about this right now.
The dude, all I'm saying is the dude was doing his job. Serena, you got to own that you wild out just a little bit. And you know what? You're entitled to wild out just a few times. If this is the first time this is the first time she bugged out like that, I'd be all on her side. But like you said, you brought up numerous occasions where she just blows a gasket when she's not.
She's very gracious winner.
Of course,
because she's a champion, so she hates losing.
And that's what, and sometimes that's what you need. Like if you're that great at what you do, like that's probably the edge that she needs to be able to be as great as she is. And it is what it is. But let's not make it more than it is. Let's not make it more than it's because I'm a woman. It's because this. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, if you watch it just at the end. You get a way better view of a black queen, and that's what I try to do, right, Alex? Like Alex and I were watching together because we just support black queens.
That is queen behavior to you, huh?
That's what we do. Absolutely. Yeah, we're out here queening.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Y'all out here trying to tear down black women. Alex and I out here trying to support them.
You celebrate the black women who marry white men. That's exactly.
I didn't even know he was white.
There was a whole other black woman on the other side
guy
of the match.
That started Reddit is Caucasian, Akaash?
Snapchat.
This is
Snapchat?
crazy. No,
Reddit. It's Reddit.
Reddit.
Yeah.
Yo,
that's the whitest of white. So they don't get whiter than Reddit.
You don't think that man vote for Trump?
Listen, that's where
shout out to that dude because Reddit really made my
theories.
YouTube clips go viral.
Okay.
So I gotta shout out. Yeah,
shout
yours
out
too.
Reddit.
That fucking heckle video.
2 moments I had that went viral.
What was the other one?
This was the other one.
Oh, and the conceded this.
Yeah.
So I gotta really shout out Serena's husband, and shout out the black queen Serena Williams. Do you know what I mean? Shout out Venus Williams, also a black queen.
Venus is a queen, dog.
Venus is a queen
for real.
Yo, shout out the woman at Gregory's Coffee that gave me the coffee. That's a black queen as well. Do you know what I mean? She is a black.
I hate you so much.
No, for
bro.
real, dude. Deadass. She's a queen. And then also this morning, my Metro card didn't work on the way here, and I showed it to the lady at the booth. And the lady,
ain't no Metro card worker a queen or king.
What?
Ain't no MetroCard employee a queen or king. Ain't no MTA employee. No type of royalty.
Oh gosh.
These motherfuckers will never
help
you.
I'm sorry, Akaash. You must have not seen the black queen to help me get my MetroCard working again. Okay? Because when she put that royalty on the swipe, it started going. So I just wanted to shout out all my black queens while I'm here. Use my platform.
It was just a regular girl using black girl magic get you swiped.
It was black girl magic.
Oh,
That's what it
Jesus
was.
Christ.
It was. I swear it was. I swiped boop, and she was like, "Come here, baby." I was like, "What's up, queen?" And she took my shit, swipe went right through. Black girl magic.
You know what kind of sucks about this bit
What?
is there's no funny compliment to it. Like I can't chime in because that's me too-y.
What do you mean?
He said that's me
It's
too-y.
Mr. Me too-y.
What do you mean?
Is that new adjective?
If I'm just
That's
like,
very
yeah,
me
black girl
too-ish.
queen, and then if I say white women queen, my soul would feel disgusting.
Oh, that's
So
what
Well,
I'm
you
doing.
already said it. Well, you just said it.
You
You
just
said
fucking
white queen.
racist.
I know, and my soul hated me.
White queen,
so
bro.
there's no funny compliment for me to add on to.
First of all, we need to shout out our white queens, bro. There's some white queens out there.
You talking about the white people who live in
I'm gonna edit
Queens?
this part
No,
out.
we gotta shout
Yeah,
out our white queens, bro.
please, Alex,
I can't
Nah,
say
please,
it,
y'all
bro.
need to put some respect on our white queens, man.
Please,
Can you
bro.
wait, let this man get to his fucking punchline?
Yo,
please?
so I'm just
God.
saying,
No.
yo,
Respect game.
No.
all I'm trying to say is every
gosh.
good blowjob you had in your life started out somewhere from a white queen. And then that trickled into the rest of the culture.
Blowjobs are trickle down
They're
economics.
trickle down economics, just like that nut trickled down your dick after
It's
they
just
suck it.
sexual Reaganomics.
All that freaky shit that's happening, them girls eating your ass like you like. Where you think that started? In the Haitian community?
Where you think it started? That shit finishes with Alex and white girls. He ain't got no black girls
Oh,
in
that's
his
true,
family
yeah.
ever.
But all I'm
So,
saying
Kaz,
is,
what's the next topic?
yo,
Yeah, so the next topic, bro.
we gotta shout out our white
So let's
queens
talk about
as
some
well,
football.
bro.
Yo,
NFL,
what's
baby.
crazy
NFL's
is-
back.
Hold on, what's crazy
NFL's
is,
back,
is
goddammit.
you guys are acting like me saying hypothetical white women queens is some fucking crime. Andrew saying white women queens is a crime. Meanwhile, y'all fuck all the white girls on this podcast.
Yo, true. Why don't you get back to the queens like me and Akaash?
Right? I got
Brown
my brown
love,
queen.
bro.
Oh,
Brown love, bro.
thing,
You know
dog.
what I mean?
That's a beautiful
Or the
thing.
sellouts.
Yo, we found the bit. We found the bit. Oh, I'm in now. I'm excited. That's what's
All right,
up.
y'all want to talk about football? Let's talk about a bunch of guys that marry white bitches. Let's go. Y'all would want to talk about football, wouldn't you? Wouldn't y'all? All right, we out here trying to talk about black queens. Y'all want to shift the narrative.
You probably won't even let us start with Russell Wilson. You probably like old Russell Wilson better. You probably quick to point out he won a Super Bowl with a white woman. Ever since he got with Sierra, he had
That's how it is, huh? I see how it is. Black Mamba this, Black Mamba that, La 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 Mamba. That's what it is. Okay? Motherfucking La 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 Mamba in that household. All right, ain't no black queen in that household. Okay?
That's so fucking good. Nobody gonna appreciate how good that is. Holy fuck.
Gosh.
La 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 la
La
mamba.
la 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 Mamba. Chiquitito, no porque de gracia.
Wow. You really know bars, too.
Come on, yo.
Cultured ass white boy.
Fuck.
She makes me sick.
Out here acting.
This is why I love
That's
that.
your king? That's your king? That's your king?
You know who real king is? LeBron.
LeBron!
LeBron.
Marry his high school sweetheart.
Jordan greater than LeBron.
Jordan sneaking bitches
Cass,
in from Cuba
speak
on a
up.
fucking raft.
Platanos and arroz eating ass
Yo.
motherfucker.
The fuck? Come on, yo.
I just want to talk about sports.
What's Charles Oakley's wife look
Let's
like?
talk about some sports, guys.
What's Charles
God
Oakley's
damn
wife
it.
look like?
I know she black. I don't even need
She
to
holding
say
the
it.
I don't even
fucking.
have-
She protecting Wakanda forever.
Oh, Jesus
What's-
Christ.
Charles Oakley's wife is the bald bitch in Black
That's what I'm
Panther.
saying. She protecting Wakanda
That
forever.
bitch got a sword on her at all
Yo,
times.
she protecting the Dura Mahaj or whatever that shit is. You know what I mean? Let's be real about it. Shit. 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 Alex walked out the room. We lost Alex.
Yo, the fuck did Alex
Alex
go?
just left.
Alex, come back.
Just to get out,
Alex.
man.
Alex smelled a macchiato down the hallway somewhere. Heard some granola crackling. He's like, I'm on it, guys. Don't worry.
Oh my God. He just heard a noise. He said, "Is that yoga pants rubbing together?" And then just walked out of the
Jesus
fucking room.
Christ.
Sounds like Lululemon's.
He smelled that vegan deodorant. He's like, is that Tom's? Is that Tom's down the hallway?
Nah, he just smelled the
This
body
is a
odor.
sports show. It's a sports show.
Shut up,
It's a
Kaz.
sports show.
Kaz
It's a
comes
fucking
one every 4
sports show.
episodes gonna tell us what
It's
to
a
do.
fucking
The
sports
show
show.
has changed.
It is a fucking sports show. There are
show has
sports to
changed.
talk about.
Okay.
It is September. It is not
You don't
July.
even watch
It's not
football
August.
like that.
It's
What are
September.
we talking about?
Fuck. Shit. God damn it. That shit can fly when there's fucking baseball on because nobody gives a fuck about baseball.
I bet you want to talk about
There's
football.
actual fucking football
Because
on.
they blackballed Colin Kaepernick as soon as he started dating Nessa.
Oh, gosh.
As soon as Colin Kaepernick got him an Egyptian queen, all of a sudden they threw him out and you loved it.
Exactly. Colin, that's how thorough Colin is.
Oh, boy.
Colin wanted a black woman so bad, he went back to Africa. He got one from the motherland.
I told you we found the bit. We sunk our teeth into that motherfucker.
Yo, Alex, where'd you go?
Oh, boy.
Rumor on the street. Rumor on the street is you smelled a clove cigarette. And there was probably an NYU bitch smoking that shit. That's the rumor on the street.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right, so do y'all want to talk about sports?
We did. We talked
that
about women's
sports?
tennis. That's kind of a
Yeah,
sport.
that's sports. Okay. All right, what else?
Football started. We want to do predictions?
Well,
or
we
what?
don't even have football yet. We're doing it
Kaz
before
want to
the
talk about
fucking
sports.
thing.
We're recording on a Sunday morning because this motherfucker got to go.
Well, I do have to
Well,
go
he
too.
has to go, too.
That's on
so.
me. I'll put this one on me. Oh, you know what? Something
Can you
that
let
we-
us have fun? What the fuck you bringing
Gosh.
facts into this for, Andrew? Jesus Christ, man. We trying to score on Kaz. You fucking it up with...
Yo, I'm sorry, man. Okay, so here's something I thought of. Well, I didn't really think of it, but I just saw it. Did you see LeBron playing the pickup game with the short shorts?
Nah.
The Versace shorts, yes.
Oh my God!
At the Lifetime Athletic Center. People who haven't seen this video,
Holy shit!
LeBron went to Chris Brickley's gym at Lifetime where Hoodie Mello was born and all those
Yes, yes.
NBA athletes usually go through in the summertime to work out.
That's where all the clips come from.
That's where all the clips, yeah. So LeBron was out there. I think Russell Westbrook was there this
Simmons,
week. CJ McCollum, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, Melo not there, of course.
Is wearing these
Melo was on the beach.
Yeah. Melo's still trying to do that hoodie thing. You live in Houston. It's 97 degrees.
That's how you know he don't want it. He just wants the IG pics.
Yeah, James Harden was like, bro, I know your hoodie Melo, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah, can't you be tank top Melo?
Yeah, like, bro.
No, he can't. He ain't summer body.
He reminds me of those guys that go to the beach from the Bronx with Tim's on and shit. Like, bro, let your toes breathe, bro. You understand? There's no need. There's literally there's no function for having this hoodie on except for fucking. But yeah, so Braun was out there, doing Braun stuff with Ben Simmons, and I felt for all the Philly fans in the world that had to watch that and cry.
Because they know it's a wrap.
And they knew that shit's never gonna happen.
This is the last year in his contract, isn't it?
Who?
Simmons.
Oh no, is it?
It's a 3-year contract, right?
Yeah, rookie contract, something like that. It's 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh, team option for the 4th.
Yeah, I think so.
And
I'm sure they'll pick
They
that
almost
up.
always get signed. They usually leave after the extension, the rookie extension, unless he's really unhappy.
But that shit was really fucked up. Like, if I was a Sixers fan, I'd be like, why would you come and tease me like that? Like, why would you come to this gym and show how fucking abusive this tandem could have been to rims everywhere if you would have just stayed in a very easy Eastern Conference?
It was impressive, but I just wanted to talk about LeBron's body. It really had nothing else to do besides that. Like,
Andrew just celebrates black bodies.
I really do. It's Black Excellence today. Is the show? You know what I mean?
That's the title of this episode.
Black
That is the title.
Excellence.
That's the perfect
Finally,
title.
we get Cass back. It's Black Excellence. Guy shows up in a do-rag. We're going Black Excellence.
Yeah, Cass really just set the tone.
Really did. It's an excellent hairline, though. I gotta say, you got it shaped up right.
I was holding on to it, man. That's
They
why I
went
grew it
in.
out. The
They
last
went
thing I
in.
want, man. Shit.
Oh shit, we got some ads.
Yeah,
I
let's
asked
go.
them for the ads.
Get the ads.
But
Get those off.
I asked them for the ads, motherfuckers. A motherfucker, what?
Piss. Do the football.
All right. Oh shit.
Are we throwing this in the beginning or not?
No, I think we're gonna do it right now in the mid-roll.
Let's
Yeah, okay. You know it's our favorite sponsor. You know what it is.
I know what it is.
You know it's the Chew, bro.
Yes.
The Chew, bro.
Chew
I
gang.
can't tell you. Oh man, I gotta start doing this. So basically, I was at Stress Factory this weekend in New Brunswick, New Jersey, right near Rutgers.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I got dudes and chicks coming out to the show giving me their testimonials. It was fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
So these dudes and
We're
chicks
changing
after the show,
lives.
they come up to me. They're like, yo, that chew is the truth. And I'm like, oh, word, you liked it? And then all the dudes are like this. They go, babe, tell her. How was it, babe? Babe, how was it, babe? And then every girl does it. They goes, it was a truth. Bro, I had a dude pull up. I was going to the bathroom before I go on stage. Dude pulls up behind me, right? Just takes out the blue chew.
Wait, he brought it to the club?
To the club.
Oh,
now, I
God.
know in his head he was like, I just want to prove that I support the
Yeah.
show. But in my head, I'm like,
He's
this
gonna
guy
rape
about to
someone?
rape me in the back. I was like,
I'm like, this motherfucker's ready to go now.
This is not the time.
Like, yo,
That's the worst.
That's the
rape.
time or the place.
That's the
Home.
worst one.
take that shit home, bro.
Son, but, yo, I'm telling you, I would say 30 people.
Wow.
And I got people yelling it out in the crowd, all that kind of shit, bro.
Same
It
shit
was
happened at Made in America, bro.
People
Same
yelling.
shit had Made in America. We was at Made in America for Duce Palooza, and people that worked the vendors,
Right.
like the bartenders, the people like making the sandwiches and
Yeah.
shit. They was like, "Yo, asshole army, right?"
Let's
He's like, "Yo,
go.
what's that blue chew, son? What's that blue chew?" I'm like, "Yo," and I'm like, "Yo, it never doesn't trip me out when like I'm somewhere fucking random. I'm sure it happens to you like literally everywhere now. Of
course.
But like,
We were all walking down the street the other day. It happened.
yeah, we was walking down the street and fucking somebody in the truck was like, "Oh shit, Flagrant 2." Like, it's crazy. Not just so much how much like Flagrant 2 was popped off, but how much Blue Chew was popped off.
Blue Chew's on a different level.
And like how
Blue
it's
Chew's on a different level.
Yeah,
So
like
there was this thing like, so I was telling them just at the show, Akaash just came back from the bathroom, but I was telling them all these people coming up from the show showing me the Blue Chew. A dude brought the chew to the fucking show. Like, it was just, it's just been going absolutely fucking nuts. And there was this one dude in the audience who'd been married to his wife for like 25 years. And I'm like, have you gotten on the blue pills yet? You got to get on this chew. Right?
Yeah.
Because everybody in the audience is like, yo, get it, da, da, da. And the woman, his wife next to him, goes, what? I'm not pretty enough to have sex? I go,
God.
shut up, bitch. I go,
said
this
that?
is, swear to God. I go, this
that's
got
what's
nothing. I go, you stupid ass. This is all for you.
This man cares about you so much.
I look at her. I go, look, miss. I go, do you think it's hard for him to jerk off? Do you think it's hard for him to get a nut? Should no. So then, who do you think that extra
Who do you think
hard
this nut
dick
is for?
Who do you think the hard dick is for?
Yeah.
Oh, me. So then take it. What the fuck are you? Why are you complaining about everything,
That's right,
ladies?
take it, bitch.
Literally, you gonna take
Take
it. All right, die.
There is nothing.
If you die, good for him.
Yeah. If she dies, she dies, bro.
All I'm
Fuck it.
saying is, this
If you
shit
die,
is a movement.
his life just got easier. If you die, it's the greatest day of his life, but he won't express that view to anybody out loud.
Anyway, all I'm saying is the Chew is a movement, bro.
Yeah.
And you
Shout out
know,
to Blue Chew,
they've been
always
fucking
showing
with
love.
us heavy, so I think we're gonna do some more like little
for sure.
sponsorship things.
Collabs.
But right now we got a special deal for our listeners. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use our special promo code Flagrant. Just pay $5 shipping. Again, that's BlueChew.com. Promo code Flagrant to try it for free. Okay, Blue Chew, the better, cheaper, faster choice.
That's how you know how good it is. They give it away free.
Listen,
Shit is crack.
listen, bro.
Listen.
That's what I'm saying.
Crack,
That's
dog,
what
you
good.
need it.
Any
You
good
pay
drug
for
dealer
shipping.
does. Any
Listen,
good drug dealer hits you with the hay.
This is about
Get the shit for
male
free.
optimization. Okay, optimize your dick. You know, it's
Optimize
like
everything about you as a man, bro.
well, that's what we do on this podcast.
Everything.
We want everything about you, and this is just one of those things, man. And I'm telling you, man, that Chew, y'all just you try and then you reach back. I think we gotta do.
We
more
had like a
testimonials.
99% success rate with that Blue Chew, bro.
Just reach
I
back
have
and
literally
holler.
never had a single person say I took it. It wasn't that
It wasn't that great.
I literally
not
haven't had
one, not a single person.
It's the best. All right, so let's get back to the show, man.
Let's do it.
We got Nash is in the Hall of Fame with a couple other people. There was a speech going around that everybody's talking about, and
Yeah.
it's
Pretty good
always
Hall of Fame
good.
class.
Yeah,
Pretty
it
good
was a good
Hall of Fame class. Great. For
These-
the 90s babies.
Sure, and I think these speeches are good, but I would be remiss if I didn't say that they were somewhat redundant.
Yeah.
Like everyone, and I love the messaging. It's basically like fall in love with something, become so passionate in it that you do it every single day, and just become obsessed
Said
with it.
obsess over it, worry about balance later.
Exactly, and which is
Which
great.
is good.
That's
Good
cool.
advice. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
100% with it. Blah blah blah.
For
That-
certain
that's fine.
things. Don't obsess, you know.
Don't obsess with drugs. You know what I mean? There's
like-
things don't obsess with.
Like, I love cocaine. I'm going to obsess over it. Worry about balance later. Like, that's not the best
I
idea.
love crack.
Earn the money first.
Yes, yes.
Blow it all on coke. Oh, first of all, this is a very quick shout out. I want to shout out BET Networks because they are handling the collapse of television the best of anyone.
Yeah.
Everyone else is falling apart with it, and BET is creating moments. They did this Bobby Brown miniseries.
It's fantastic miniseries so far.
Now, I haven't
Fantastic.
even watched it, but what I've noticed is they've created. They're really brilliant. Whoever's there, fucking hats off to you.
Yeah.
I don't know who you are, but when I see you in person,
since Stephen Hell left, I don't know who's running BET now, but I mean they've
so they're creating these viral They did it, and it was a good idea with the social media awards. It was a good idea, and then they're doing these little mini series. And what these miniseries do effectively is what networks want to do when they bring back an old show, right? A network brings back, Everyone Loves Raymond or something like that, one of these old shows, and they're like, oh, we'll capture this audience.
yeah.
Right.
That audience doesn't want to watch the same show. Maybe it does,
Yeah.
but it's still
Mark
corny.
Roseanne.
But what we all do want is nostalgia. And how do I curate nostalgia without the budget to bring back Roseanne? Because BET can't afford to
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
Or bring back How Everyone Loves Raymond. What I can do is create a moment we all remember from the past. We remember Bobby.
Yeah.
We remember this entertainer.
Remember those Bobby moments on talk shows and
Of course, and it was and they've done it as well. There's been a couple other miniseries.
Yeah,
and they're
New
creating
Edition.
New Edition one.
a couple of other joints.
They're creating these events, and the TV's done. It's dead, or it's dying. We're watching its last legs, but they are operating in the last legs of television on a different level than anybody else, and they need to be recognized
because
for it, it's hard.
they've created television that
Appointment TV.
appointment TV that is honestly a model that VH1 kind of started, but they've kind of lost their way in a little bit just because they, they're not going to find another Cardi B from Love and Hip Hop, and they're not going to find another Ray J. You know what I'm saying? What BET has done is create social media television.
Yeah.
Which is, you want to watch something, but it's not as good as watching it unless you're watching it on the timeline.
FOMO.
It's
They've created FOMO television.
Exactly.
Fear of
The
missing
only other thing
out.
that does that is live sports.
It's live sports, exactly.
and
That's why
award
sports
shows,
isn't going
HBO
anywhere.
with like a Game of Thrones, etc.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But the tricky thing with the TV shows, right, is like
Insecure, another one where
Insecure,
everybody watches
exactly.
together.
So, but the tricky
It's
thing
a lot
with
of black
that,
shows, basically.
It's hard. Well, you guys watch TV together.
Exactly.
You're on
Yeah.
Twitter the most.
Communities do,
Judging
right?
by my Serena comments.
So the thing is, it's hard. Like a show like Insecure, that's actually more difficult because you have to get people invested in the characters, get the people invested in the storyline. Once they're invested, they'll want to continue watching, etc. That's tough.
But we expect excellence from HBO.
But with BET
course.
and the nostalgia they made, they've already
They're
had
tapping
people
into already the
that
equity
you-
that exists.
Exactly.
They're tapping into.
I'm already emotionally invested
Exactly.
in
And it's the
new-
cheapest way
yeah.
to do it. The expensive way to do it is take a Marvel property,
Yeah.
right, and then make a TV show out of it.
Yeah.
That's expensive, and Marvel's like, yo, you're gonna have to pay for this. So someone at BET is like, what do people love about Marvel? Oh, it reminds us when we were kids and looking
Yeah.
at these magazines. What else happened when we were younger that we all love? Let's create moments
Yeah.
out of that. Bobby Brown's, whoever this person is,
started with
male
New
or
Edition.
female, well fucking done.
They
Not
started
only
with
that-
the New Edition story. Once New Edition was over, everybody was clamoring, we need that Bobby
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
We need
And
that Bobby
to
story.
be honest-
then after Bobby's done,
Yep.
everyone's gonna be like, we need that Whitney
Whitney.
story.
And I
We
have
need
to
that
give
Whitney
credit
story.
also to the exec at FX that did the OJ trial
Yeah.
because I think that they tapped in on that as well, and
Yeah.
that might have been before BET. Doesn't really matter. But BET's actually chose to use it as a strategy.
Yeah.
If FX was smart, they would use it as a strategy. But it was, this is a moment we all remembered. It was fun, and we lived in it, right? It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
It is behind the music, but fictionalized. It's like
Yeah.
I'm actually
Watching.
seeing
You're in
things
there. You're
happen
watching it
that's
happen.
happening to
Yeah,
tell me.
you're watching this shit happen. That's why motherfucking Marvel spends billions of dollars to acquire Spider-Man from Sony. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
they went in low risk, high reward. They
Yeah.
started with Iron Man, somebody that people knew from kids. They knew Tony Stark
Sure,
and all
sure,
this
sure,
stuff.
sure.
They made all these characters that you really didn't care that much about very interesting.
Right.
And they've all hit on such high rewards already. They're like, but they didn't have Spider-Man. They didn't have the Fantastic
Now they
Four.
needed to put it
didn't
all
have-
together.
So now they're like, okay, we've ran these fucking Iron Man stories into the ground. We're gonna need somebody to take that baton because I don't think we could tell anymore like Iron Man, Tony Stark, Avengers shit. You back up the Brinks truck for Spider-Man because everybody loves
So
Spider-Man.
think about it.
You see that fucking when's the last time you seen so many people talk about a
a
fucking
video
game?
game. Yeah, the video game looks lit.
A video game,
But-
bro, and that shit looks fire.
It looks sick, but think
Yeah.
about it, right? It's like, in order to do that with Marvel, you have to have a huge bank account, and a small bank account.
Well, those movies made that bank account bigger
they will,
than it was.
they will,
Yeah.
but like you have to have the money to buy it.
Yeah.
A limited bank account forces you to be, forces ingenuity, right?
Yeah.
Forces creativity.
Yep.
So it's like somebody at these networks had to go, how can I recreate the success of a book series without the money to buy the rights to the book? How can I recreate the success of a Marvel series without the money to buy the Marvel? What is it about those two things
Yeah.
that they have?
Yeah.
How do I recreate? I'm telling you, man.
Nostalgia. Nobody.
Fucking
It's like dopamine, dog. Like it's like a drug, bro. Like getting anything that makes you feel like a kid again,
Yeah.
or brings you back to a place where you were happy. That there is no price tag that people can put on that people.
But
will
they
not
found a
pay.
way to do it for cheap. And I
Yeah.
just, whoever that person is at the network, somebody, if you guys know, let me know who's making those decisions because that person needs to be congratulated. And that type of thinking, see, if I'm an exec for a streaming service, if I'm an exec for Netflix or something
Yeah.
like that, I'm looking at that person, I'm going, this person right here is a creative. He's not, this isn't the only way he thinks. He thought this way because he needed to survive this, or she needed to survive this situation.
Right.
If we come and bring them over here, he'll also or she'll also
Yeah.
think of creative ways to get this audience drummed up in ways that we can profit off. Like, this is somebody who understands the landscape of TV, and I've been in TV for a while, and a lot of people in it, Akaash, I'm sure you can
Right.
attest to this,
Right.
do not understand.
They don't know anything.
No.
They
They're
just
just
do
trying to
not.
hold on to their job.
I mean, the people they're pushing, we watch TV and we're just like, what is this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? This person isn't funny.
Yep.
Comedy on TV, not funny. There's a lot of reasons why. You've talked about a few of them here, but also, who the fuck is this guy? He's not funny. I'm not laughing.
Yeah. There's this new. They're trying to like move the goalposts with comedy. Have you guys seen this?
Yes, the Vulture article.
Yes. Like what was it?
The post humor era of comedy.
All right, I want to hear your talk. So
Vulture in general, everybody they push. I'm not
Can
really
you
into.
like describe what was going on with the article just to give a background?
Did you read the whole article?
No.
I should have, because I'm going to do the thing that I hate when people do, which is just read a headline and react to it. But they
Cass,
basically
did you read it?
I'm trying to pull it up right now because I remember seeing this shit and I was like, I think Chris D'Elia said something like, "Yo, are we really fucking?"
You just
retarded?
said what?
Yeah,
what?
I retweeted that.
Yeah, and then I retweeted that. I didn't want to go off beyond that because I don't want to rant too long on something I didn't read. But like, basically said this is the post funny era of comedy. Comedy doesn't need to be funny anymore. It just needs to make you think. And then there was a picture of Donald Glover in Atlanta, and they left off Louis because he jerks off in front of women, and. But that was never funny.
That's not funny.
The funniest thing about Louis is his face when he's jerking off in front of women. Gotta be. Or like his face when he's asking. Like he's probably trying to ask real innocently and cute. Like, hey, would it be cool if I jerked off? Anyway, another fucking. Who's the other one? Oh, the gay.
My kids are dicks. I'm trying to do my Louis impression. Fuck them. They're dicks. I mean, kids suck. So you put them in a blender. That's what you do with kids because that's what the world wanted you to do. You take a kid and then you flip them upside down because they suck.
Who's the other gay? Nanette. They're putting Nanette on there. And,
so it's an interesting time, right? Where like these people and Michael Che, who I'm a big fan of.
Saw him at SummerSlam a few weeks back. He came and kicked it with him, Jon Stewart, Wale. They were all there. I was like, not a fan moment, but I was like, oh shit.
Che is a brilliant comedic mind, man, and
brilliant.
I really truly believe that he's a guy, and I do not judge him just on his fucking Weekend Update.
Go follow him on Instagram. Read his Instagram stories.
He's a great Instagram guy, but his stand-up is top-notch. And I almost hope that he quits SNL soon, where he can like just sit down and focus on a special, because I think that he could have a very, very special.
Well, his special on NFL on Netflix was incredible. Michael Che Matters.
It was really good. It was really good. I guess so. He had some interesting points about it, but essentially what's happening with comedy right now is that people are moving the goalposts, and they're basically trying to act as if comedy doesn't need to be funny anymore.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
And it does not win, and I am proof.
Yeah.
That it does not win.
Yeah, that's a dope sentence to be able to say.
I am the proof that it does not win.
Yeah.
The networks say no to me. I put my clips on the internet.
Yeah.
Put them on YouTube. No comedy special, none, that has this critical acclaim that they're talking about has gotten the same amount of views as my clips on YouTube. I think I'm up to almost 20 million views on my clips on YouTube. These comedy specials are getting 300,000 views. Mm-hmm. I mean, Will Smith's Bright did 11 million, and that was massive.
Right.
So let's just put that in perspective here. This critical acclaim shit, it's almost like we're getting to the point where if you get critical acclaim for your comedy special, it's trash.
Yeah.
It's not funny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all the way true.
Name one.
I don't know if that's all the way true. Michael Che Matters. That was critically acclaimed.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even put in the top 50 specials or something like that.
From who?
These people who write I think it was even Vulture.
Well, fuck Vulture.
Well, then...
Okay, all right. I see what you're saying.
Like,
I see what you're saying.
I'll scream from the rooftops how funny it was, right? What
Yeah.
I'm saying is these comedy reviewers.
You know what's funny about a Vulture is it preys on the weak.
Yeah.
Preys on the dead.
Preys on the dead.
Right?
So the reason why
that preys on the dead,
right. I
and
didn't
that's
think that
exactly
shit was
what they're
yeah.
doing.
like the fact that like you ever see that episode of South Park when they made fun of the comedy awards?
No.
And they were like, oh, like it's a paradox. Why award comedy, because if you award comedy, that means you take it seriously, and serious is not supposed to. And then like it made people's heads explode, and because Comedy Central had just did like the first ever comedy awards, and everybody was like, "This is the dumbest shit we've ever done."
Every comedian was like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, so like a comedy reviewer.
And Kevin Hart didn't win anything, for the record.
Doesn't make like I think like Adam Sandler got like some Lifetime Achievement Award, and like he was like, "Yeah, this is the dumbest fucking
He's
shit."
the other proof, by the way, Andrew. He's the other proof of your model. Nobody critically gives up for Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart, I remember we remember when he had like 2-3 million Twitter followers, which was insane.
Right.
And he couldn't get his own TV show. He couldn't get shit.
Right.
But he didn't have the critical acclaim, so it's not. It's too funny. It's actually funny, and funny is a feeling that we all want. It is pure happiness.
Right.
Thinking is cool to say you did.
Yeah.
It's cool to say I thought about this.
Yes, yes.
Thinking about shit don't make you feel endorphins.
Yeah. Stop.
Laughter.
It's like you're co-opting the word comedy to give an excuse to put out your one-man show or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to call it comedy. Comedy is one thing.
Just say it's a one-man show.
Just call it a one-man show. Call it TED Talk. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's upset about it, right? I think I spoke about this before, but I'm not sure if I spoke about it on this show. But here's the difference between comedy and everything else. You can't pretend to be funny. You can pretend to be sad. You can pretend to be happy.
Yeah.
You can pretend to be exhausted.
Right.
Right? You can pretend to be horny.
Right.
Shout out to Blue Chew.
Yeah.
You could pretend to be all these different things. You cannot pretend to be funny. We see it all the time in movies. Actors trying to be funny and they're not. Because you can't do it.
You can't even pretend to smile on like that takes practice. Smile for a picture. I'm saying even that.
Yeah.
Like fuck, laughter is impossible.
Sure.
You know, smiling is hard. Laughter is impossible.
It is, and so because the thing with funny is this: we don't make things funny, we expose funny.
Right.
Funny always exists.
Yeah.
There's
That's
a
great
membrane of funny
That's a fucking
that is
well said.
existing
Yeah.
constantly.
Right.
And you and I open up a portal
Yeah.
to that funny.
Right.
And funny people are able to open up the portal to the funny
Right.
to other people. That is the gift that we have. We're not making anything funny. The thing that clicked for me about this was clever is a way to elicit a reaction, but it's not, everything funny is not clever, right? Sometimes somebody falls and you laugh. Why are you laughing? The portal opened.
Yeah.
It was funny. Sometimes you'll just say a word in a certain way, right?
Yeah.
And we'll just all laugh. It has nothing clever about it. Clever is like a mathematical formula to open up the portal. Somebody figured out a hack.
Yeah.
But funny always exists.
Right.
And I think what's happening is people admire what is funny, and they're so shocked and in awe of creating funny, right? That they want to be part of it, but they recognize they don't have the skill to open up the portal. So they're trying to move the goalposts.
Yeah.
They're trying to say, you know what? You could be a comedian without even opening up a portal. Sometimes the most powerful comedy is when the portal doesn't open at all.
I also think there is a messaging within all these specials that appeals to a group of people that are the gatekeepers of comedy, of critical acclaim, and those are the ones they elevate because it is in line with their message. Your comedy is not in line with their message. Feminism isn't always great, isn't in line with their message. So you're not going to get that. And that's why networks are going to be less inclined to take the chance on you because one, people could be outraged and they're all pussies. And two, this won't get critical acclaim because it doesn't appeal to these people who think they're open-minded. But in reality are completely closed-minded. So that's why we also elevate this as, this is so beautiful. It's beautiful. It doesn't need to be
palatable.
Funny. It's beautiful.
It fits.
It's powerful.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about powerful.
Yeah. Funny is interesting because funny is kind of like food. You know what I mean? Like if you take a piece of plastic and you make it look like a hamburger, it doesn't make it a hamburger. And if you called it a hamburger, people would be like, no, I'm not going to eat that.
Right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You could put someone in front of a curtain in a big theater and give them a microphone and they could be talking. But if they don't make you laugh, it's not funny and it's not comedy. It just isn't. It's just plain and simple. There are rules to this game. Laugh or don't laugh. Like we always say, in order for you to even be in the conversation of greats, you have to kill.
Yeah.
I don't put none of these like smart comics. If you're not killing, you're not in a conversation of great. You could have great material. It's going to be really smart. But if you're not killing.
Yeah.
If
Smart
you are
is
not
secondary.
killing.
Funny is primary.
Smart oftentimes is that algorithm that you use to get there.
Yeah.
But again, the greats have both.
Yeah.
Chappelle is smart, but it surprises you.
Yeah.
Right? Chappelle's making you laugh, and then afterwards you go, oh, shit, that is a good point.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how funny really Rock. It surprises you. You know, why don't we make bullets expensive? You like
Black vice
that's hilarious.
president.
Black vice, exactly.
Hilarious.
Like,
oh fuck, that's so true.
And then afterwards, you're like, yo, that's actually a really good point.
Yeah.
That is true funny when you're operating on both, using both cylinders. And these motherfuckers just don't got it. And if you don't got it, kill yourself.
Just don't do comedy. Get a day job.
Listen,
all right.
There's a lot of people who want to play basketball.
You
They're
take
not
it.
tall enough.
Listen, if you're in comedy, you're not funny, and you're acting, you're doing all these things, you're taking roles from guys like Jeffrey Owens at Trader Joe's. You should be the one at Trader Joe's.
Yo,
It's true.
Go be a
real
manager.
talk. There's
you probably
nothing
went to
wrong
college.
with a day job.
Yeah.
You should have one.
It's noble work. Didn't you tweet that about him?
What is that?
It's noble work.
It
Didn't
is.
everybody, all these people, tweet that about him? Don't shame him.
Yeah.
And there's no shame in you guys quitting the business.
Just join.
Yeah. Anyway, can we please just at least say something about football?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's please.
Predictions.
Let's.
I don't want to be too Kazish here.
Jesus Christ.
Go.
Just predictions,
Man,
at least.
let's run through these NFL
First of all,
predictions.
the opening game was
AFC
terrible.
and NFC.
Did anybody watch any of the opening?
Yeah,
game?
it was fucking awful.
It was. If you didn't watch it,
Matt
just,
Ryan's trash.
If you didn't watch it, just
Nick
go
Foles
watch.
is super trash, but I guess not as trash as Matt Ryan.
yeah. If you didn't watch it, just go watch the divisional playoff game in the playoffs because it was the exact same thing.
Same
happened
shit.
Twice.
Oh gosh. All right, so let's run through these predictions, man.
Okay.
Who you got coming out the NFC?
I fucking hate to do this, but Philly. I think Philly is setting up
really?
a dynasty, and it really fucking drives me
Really?
crazy. And I'm gonna be honest. I saw this coming a year ago. I remember texting my brother.
Yeah.
Why is nobody talking about how good Philly's gonna be?
So
They have a great offensive line, a great defensive line. When Carson Wentz comes back, he's gonna be a great quarterback.
He was already great before he got hurt.
He was
man.
great.
Like I didn't I slept on how great he was last year. Like I knew he was
I knew
good.
it.
I
You
knew I
watched
always
him
knew he
play?
was good. But like this motherfucker is the prototype.
He
He is
doesn't-
great.
I don't think he has the ability to make all the throws Aaron Rodgers has, but he
he's
has
damn
this
close.
Aaron Rodgers intangible thing where it's like he can make a play out of nothing.
He's damn close. Yeah, like he's elusive. He's fucking deceptively large. He's a big motherfucker, and I like
He's
my
a little
quarterbacks
skinny,
big as
which
fuck.
could fuck him up, I think.
It could.
The two things that can fuck up Philly
Mm-hmm.
are, one, Wentz gets hurt, and Foles struggles. I think somebody on the ticket I always listen to said last year, I think Nick Foles it was the beauty of an uncluttered mind.
Yeah.
He had no pressure, nothing to think about, just go out there and play. Now he's got to
the
think,
pressure.
and that could fuck him up.
Yeah.
And Wentz scrambles a lot.
Yeah.
If you scramble a lot, you can always get hurt, and Wentz is a little skinny. So that could fuck him up. And then two, long-term, they spent a ton of money in the salary cap because rookie quarterbacks are so cheap, and they got a great one, and that could catch up to them in a few years. That's the only things I see right now stopping Philly from being a dynasty. And it makes me fucking sick constantly.
Because Philly doesn't deserve nice things.
Philly doesn't deserve nice things. You are monsters. You are garbage bags of humans. There's some great pockets of Philly, but generally speaking, I hate everything about Philly
So
sports.
NFC, I got the LA Rams.
That's a good pick,
coming
too,
out.
and I hope it's them.
I think the LA Rams are everything that the Eagles have, but they have the best player in football, in Aaron Donald.
Okay.
They have Todd Gurley, who is a freak. Love their quarterback. Love their coach.
If Goff takes another step, that's huge.
Yeah, I think this is the year for Goff, man. Like I think this is the year that he becomes. I think we're in a weird time with quarterbacks right now, where like you can be a great to an elite quarterback,
Yeah.
and it still might not be enough. You know what I mean? Like there's so many very good quarterbacks out there right now.
It's a weird time where there's a bunch of elite quarterbacks, a few that are all right, and
Yeah.
you're not sure about. And as a Cowboy fan, Dak is one of them. I'll just say that. But then there's
Yeah.
also a lot of dog shit quarterbacks.
But that's the thing though. Like with the quarterbacks right now, especially with the Cowboys, or especially with any good team. Like the Redskins are a good team. Is Alex Smith like good or all right.
People,
like
there's a lot of people saying the
Alex Smith
Redskins
is very good.
Yeah, a lot of people, though, are saying, like, the Redskins are a sleeper. I don't believe in Alex Smith. I don't. Now, I could be Flagrant, too, elevating them and doing the thing, but, like, I just don't believe in Alex Smith.
No, I think Alex Smith I think he's a good enough quarterback.
Yeah, he's above average.
Yeah, he's above average. I've never subscribed to the thing about Alex Smith being, like, this whack, just run-of-the-mill dude. Like, the dude's been a starting quarterback for damn near his entire career, and he's been pretty solid. And I think he's better than fucking Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't. I think Cousins is good, and that's why I think Minnesota has a chance. I think I want to. I love the Saints. I love Drew Brees. I think. I hate that I was rooting for Minnesota last year to beat the Saints because I think New Orleans could have beaten Philly last year.
I think so too.
But winning a Super Bowl is so hard. If anything gets fucked up, you can lose.
Absolutely.
Philly seems to be able to withstand that because they're so deep, but I don't know if New Orleans can. And L.A. is another one. It's almost just like for L.A., that's too sexy of a pick for me, which is weird. It's so everybody's saying it. It seems so obvious. It's the same thing that scares me about Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Because there's a 40%.
Which is my AFC pick, by the way.
Your AFC pick? That's
yeah,
what I
Jaguars, yeah.
There is a 40% turnover rate or something like that, playoff teams from year to year. You never know who the fuck is coming.
Yeah.
So I didn't think Philly was going to win a Super Bowl last year. I knew they'd be good, but nobody had Philly winning a Super Bowl last year.
Because football is such a sport where things just
it's a hard
game of
salary
inches.
cap.
It's a game of inches. Like fucking literally 1 or 2 plays can be the difference between being an 8-win team and a 12-win team. Being a 5-win team and a 9-win team that squeaks into the playoffs and makes a run in the play. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so minute, the difference between like a really good team and a really bad team, that this
is how small the difference is. Minnesota wins on a miracle play against the Saints last year. The safety made a really stupid mistake on that pass.
Yeah.
He tried to make some. I don't remember if he tried to tackle him dove into him, or if he went for the pick. Yeah. But either way, the safe, smart play is you let the guy land and then you tackle him. And if you tackle him in bounds,
Game over.
It's game over. And if you tackle him out of bounds, they're still probably not winning because there's like
you got to make another miracle play.
Yeah. But he doesn't. He makes one mistake. Minnesota wins. Philly matches it better with Minnesota. Philly wins. Like that one play that in a game Philly wasn't even in helped their chances. I'm not saying they wouldn't have beaten New Orleans at all, but I think New Orleans is a much tougher matchup.
I trust Drew Brees more than I trust fucking who the fuck
Case
Keenum. Exactly. You know
so
what I mean?
That is how small the difference is in football because of a salary cap and just the game itself. But everybody, it's a hard cap. You can't fuck with it. So it's parity. You can never see the real things coming a lot of times, but Philly just seems like a lot.
Who you got coming out the NFC?
Iowa.
Oh gosh.
I like Iowa.
I bet you do.
I'm into Iowa.
All right, so AFC.
Yo, nah, because they got the good. There's like the black guy he runs fast.
Just stop.
No, he's good. And he
jumps
catches
high.
the ball.
Okay.
No, he'll catch it. Yeah,
Andrew, it's fine.
In the air,
it's cool.
you know
Don't worry.
I mean?
It's cool. You tried. It's all right, bro.
I don't know.
I like the Jaguars coming out the AFC just because as
Again,
too.
that makes perfect sense.
Are they sticking with Bortles?
Yeah, they will. And
Why?
I think Bortles is good enough because they got the Sass God, and
They do got the Sass God.
I believe in him as the best defensive player outside of Aaron Donald in the world. And on top of that, he keeps
outside
that
of
same
Aaron
energy.
Donald?
Yeah, Los Angeles Rams defensive tackle. He's
really
a monster.
fucking good.
Absolutely.
More
monster.
than
he just doesn't talk shit like
Khalil
Jalen.
Mack or whatever.
I think he's better than.
I think he's
Khalil
better
Mack.
than Khalil
Different
Mack.
position, so it's hard to really say. But I do think.
I think
D tackle's different.
That's what I'm saying.
Too.
I think a dominant defensive tackle is more important than a dominant linebacker to me. Like somebody who could fuck up that line every single time, and you got to double fucking protect him.
So typically it's not historically, it's defensive tackle is not as important as defensive end. But what they're saying is in the new NFL, teams are throwing the ball so fast.
Exactly.
Like Philly with Nick Foles, throw the ball out so fast, and end doesn't have time to get around.
Options.
And end has to go around the lineman.
Yeah.
A defensive tackle that's really good
through.
goes straight through, and it's court pressure in the quarterback's face. Before, it was come around the blind side, go for the ball. He doesn't see you coming, but you had a little more time then.
Yeah.
Now they're saying
the fact that he's
got
blowing
less
through
time.
that shit every single
so a
time.
tackle who can blow through the line can cause havoc more than that's like bucking traditional thinking, but that's what a lot of people think.
Are they trying to put?
And I don't know if Khalil. I mean, the Bears will be better this year.
Yeah, but
But
Trubisky is. Who the
yeah,
fuck knows?
Trubisky,
It's all
and the
dependent on
Rams are just so
Are they
stacked.
going to try to put DNs as D tackles?
Nah, it's
now
just a
if
different.
more effective,
Because like defensive end's a different skill set. Like bend matters a lot, which I don't even really. I guess like you
Your
got to
ability
bend
to-
around.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
bending your body.
Keeping that and being able to move around that pocket. Like
You
when that shit breaks down, like a quarterback should be able to step into the pocket. But if a defensive tackle is fucking that up every time, he's got to
Yeah.
go around.
It's almost
And then
like saying in the modern NBA, point guards matter much more, and then people are like, "All right, we'll just put Dirk at point guard."
yeah,
It's like, nah, it's a different.
right,
you know what I mean?
right. Your speed and
Yeah,
and
it's different things going
size.
to it. Yeah.
You're probably going up against a much bigger guy as well,
yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah,
weight wise, right?
yeah, weight wise, yeah, more stout, whatever. So it's a different match. It's a different thing.
Yeah, you want to push through.
Yeah.
Instead of using kind of
Yeah,
like
hold
yes.
Because that's
yes.
this time.
It's more
And
just
even
like physics at that
Yeah.
position.
It's
It's crazy how much science goes into football when it looks like just brute monsters,
Yeah.
especially offensive line. All these little fucking things matter
yeah,
for where's your
that's why the
hand
combine
placement.
is so fucking
Yeah.
Right? Nuance.
nuanced. Exactly, because
Yeah.
it's like you
Bend
little
should not
shit
be
like
a
that
thing
matters.
for a defensive end.
So, I mean, you really like the game. Obviously, you know a lot about it, both of you guys. But I wonder if we get like an expert football guy. Well,
would
we're gonna
love
have
to do
Miko coming on too.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
and
dope.
she knows the fucking game. But like,
Right.
and maybe we'll just ask her.
And Spencer too. Their show.
Of course, yeah,
Their
yeah,
show
we
just
should
is
have him
premiering
on,
this
yeah.
week.
Yeah.
CW
Again,
All American.
shouts to Spencer.
Shout out to Spencer. Yeah.
Mr. Paysinger.
Yes, sir.
But I would love to ask them if the joy of the game is increased when you start to appreciate and know the nuance. Like
Oh, yeah.
boxing, I can watch what is a boring boxing match to most
Right.
and find incredible joy from it
That's me to basketball. Yeah, like I can watch any basketball game.
because you're picking up like, oh, they're not scoring. Well, yeah, that's the exciting part. You
great
see
defense.
these
Yeah.
defensive, you know,
Right.
the switches that are being made, etc. So I would love to speak to a real football guy who's looking at
Yeah.
a line collapse and go, oh, you see that little,
Yeah.
look, that tiny little move to put him on the shoulder, stop
I
his
think
momentum.
it does,
da-da-da.
and we're old enough to remember. I don't know if you watched football back then, but I'll tell you who proves it is Madden.
Yeah.
Madden was the first guy in the booth to like notice linemen. Like that was his thing. He fucking loved because he's a coach. He knows how important the trenches are.
Yeah.
He knows that's where
where
great
everything
teams are
starts.
made.
Yeah.
So he would focus on the Cowboys' offensive line when I was a kid, which was dominant.
That was the
historically
300-pound line, right?
the greatest
It was-
line ever.
yeah.
He would focus on them all the time. He's the one that made me be like, oh, the Cowboys have a really good offensive line. No other commentator was talking about that. But he fucking loved that. He understood the nuance of the game.
Yeah.
So I do think it would heighten.
So who do you
Yeah.
got? Who do you got in the Super Bowl? If you have a pick,
Gotta
is
go
it
with
Tom Brady
Iowa,
versus the
bro.
field?
I gotta go with Iowa.
Oh God.
Honestly, I have zero predictions, man. I haven't been following. I mean, if I did throw something out there,
I mean, it's an
completely
NFL
biased.
prediction. They're always terrible.
Right, but
They're
I feel
always
like
never right.
yours are a little bit more informed than me. The one problem I have with the NFL is that it just changes so much every year, and if you're not putting in the time to actually,
Even
know,
then, you don't really know.
yeah, but you have like a little bit better. Like the guys, like I have buddies who are so into fantasy right now. They know, like you'll know an offensive lineman that's drafted in the 4th round. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
I get a decent sense of the season by week 3.
Yeah.
I'm watching the
Yeah.
games. I'm seeing who's good,
I don't
who's
do
shitty.
fantasy, and offensive linemen don't get drafted. But like, I geeked out and got into the draft. It was the dorkiest thing I've ever done in my life.
No, I
But,
mean
like,
like
yeah.
you in general know
Oh,
if an
oh,
offensive
yeah,
lineman,
yeah.
the
Watching
real
the real
draft.
draft.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So fuck a Super Bowl prediction.
No. This is good. Let's do Super
Okay,
Bowl
all right,
predictions.
go.
But I'm just saying
just
why.
fun.
That,
Okay.
I'm just saying why I'm like hesitant to say something. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
of course. You don't want to see him uninformed, but we're just.
I mean,
having
no,
fun.
I have a bunch of, we want to run through all the NFL
the scenarios.
predictions.
Yeah. Okay, but okay. So then let's see.
I was gonna say who you got MVP after these predictions, but go ahead.
Ooh, I like that too.
Okay.
I like that too. Okay, Super Bowl. I think. Wait a minute. Wasn't there a big injury to the Jaguars? Didn't Mike Lee go down or something like that with a knee injury?
Did he?
I don't know.
I think
Marquise
they
Lee
lost
a
was
receiver.
Receiver.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think
Marquise
they lost.
Lee, I think, went out for the
Okay.
year.
Or Mark? Yeah, I think they lost a big receiver.
Oh, damn. All right.
I still.
I mean,
think
it doesn't
they're
matter. Like
fine.
Bortles is gonna
Yeah.
fucking.
And
throw
the
ball down
reason they're
field
sticking
anyway.
with Bortles,
Yeah.
I don't think was the great move. I think they should have drafted Lamar Jackson, to be honest, to get somebody ready. But this NFL, like I was saying, the salary cap is I can only allocate so much money to so many positions.
Right.
And Tom Coughlin, who we all respect a lot, basically
Genius.
said,
Yeah.
I don't want to allocate $100 million to paying Kirk Cousins. I'm going to allocate this to the rest
And
of
they
my team."
are the Jags are defense and running.
Yeah.
And if you're not really a great predictor of NFL success, if you have a great running game, if you have an amazing defense, your chances are you're gonna do very good.
Yeah.
You know, so and they
got
Leonard
healthy
Fournette. They got they got Calais Campbell. They got Ramsey. They got an amazing
Nico said
defense.
that the cornerback on the other side
Is better.
is better than
I've
Jalen.
heard that.
Probably.
In her opinion.
Probably.
I've
Yeah.
heard that.
Probably. I mean,
so-
I just love the Sass God, so I'm like, fuck it.
Great personality.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think, I'll be honest with you, after watching a little bit of that game between the Falcons and the Eagles and seeing Matt Ryan go 1 for 20 to Julio Jones. Was it in the red zone or in the end
In
zone?
the end zone.
In
In
the
the end zone.
end
In
zone.
the
Well, red
end
zone.
zone.
Red zone.
Well,
Yeah,
red
yeah,
zone.
yeah.
1 for 20. That's when you're in the red zone, right? That's team defense, right?
Yeah.
This is a shrunken part of the field.
Yep.
Everybody's
Yeah.
helping out.
Yeah,
It's
fair
not
enough.
one-on-one shit. It's like everybody's helping out. We're
Right.
going on. If the defense is that legit, and then they get Wentz back, who the Sass God claims
Yeah.
is the truth.
Is the truth.
And
And
I
the Sass
defer
God
to
don't
the
lie.
Sass God.
The
Right.
Sass
You're
God
not gonna-
don't lie.
Why would
bro.
you lie?
Right.
He
Why
will
would
tell
you
you
lie?
if you trash.
Man
but
is straight up,
he's,
right?
He's a lot of things, but he's an honest man, bro.
And that was really him and Drew Brees are the only white quarterbacks he really gave it up.
I think
for.
Rodgers
He
too.
gave it up
right?
to Rodgers. He gave it
Rodgers,
up
he
to
was like,
Rodgers.
because Rodgers that dude. You can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rodgers that motherfucker.
That motherfucking dude.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised to see the Eagles back there, and it hurts me to almost say it, but I would
Yeah,
not.
he said the
That's
same
who I
thing.
picked.
Yeah.
Did
Who
the
else
same
did you
thing.
pick?
I
AFC
had the
doing right now.
Rams.
He had
I had the Rams and the Jaguars.
He had the
in my
Rams
Super
and
Bowl.
Jaguars.
Yeah, because the Rams seemed like they were on the upswing, right? As
Yeah.
long as everybody's healthy.
Yeah.
What is it? Goff can play.
Jared Goff,
And then you got Gurley.
Todd Gurley, Aaron Donald. Fucking, the whole defense is really good. I like their coach. I like the way
Yeah,
they
the
play.
young guy.
Young
Yeah,
dude,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
He's-
yeah.
Young coaches.
He looks
man.
younger than
Young
fucking
coaches
you.
Run the league now.
Okay, so then who'd you have?
I had Philly, but the NFC
Philly
there's
and who?
so that's the thing. The AFC there's really only 3 teams I can see winning it:
Mhm.
Steelers, Patriots, Jaguars.
Steelers ain't going nowhere without Le'Veon.
So that's
They're
the
going
question.
nowhere without Le'Veon.
It's like Le'Veon is kind of taking a risk, and I'm supportive. Look,
Get your money.
running
your
back
money.
careers are like Instagram models.
Yeah,
Right? It's like
fucking perfect.
a very
Fucking perfect.
right
Fucking
short
perfect.
Oh, they're
window.
short and impactful.
6 years
Get
to
your
sell that
money.
fit tee.
Get your
fucking money.
Yeah.
Quick.
Right,
Fucking
so
perfect.
I'm not hating
You
on
done
you.
at 25.
That's it.
So,
Bye. Man, nobody wants to see no 30-year-old
Oh, man,
fucking
you know how
Instagram
sad it is
model?
watching
Fuck, that's
Adrian
so
Peterson
good.
go from team to team right
That's
now.
You know
so
how
good.
sad it is to watch a chick born in the 80s on Instagram in a bikini? Get your fucking
Like, you don't have an
clothes
actual
on,
job
lady.
yet? Like,
Bitch's
God.
named Nancy.
Have
Got
some
AOL
respect for
email.
yourself. What's wrong with you?
So I'm 100% supportive of all Instagram models and running backs getting the money while
I'm
they
telling
got
you
it.
something.
While their
Andrew,
body still
let me
works.
say something. Andrew might not know football, but that's the most insightful football content
Facts.
I have heard
Facts.
in years.
Oh, facts.
Since Instagram started, I haven't
everybody
heard a
will
more
get that.
profound football comment.
I've never claimed to be a huge football fan, but I love my Instagram models. I know a lot about that game. I know who I'm drafting first.
I got my lineup.
I got my whole shit. And there's a lot of fantasy that goes into
Oh,
it.
man.
You an Instagram model Hall of Fame. at one
If there
point
was
on
if
this
there's
show.
Instagram model Hall of Fame, oh god damn.
Put Yo Ventura first.
Rosa
We'll get
Acosta.
Oh,
right
Rosa
up there,
gotta
man.
be up there, man.
Fucking Drea Michelle.
there. Nah, she don't make mine. She don't get my vote.
Nah,
She's
she got
in there.
kids,
She's Hall
bro.
of Famer.
She got a kid,
But the
bro.
snapback was incredible.
I keep my snapbacks for hats.
Bria Miles. Alex, you know the IG models. You can run them through the Bria Miles, another Instagram Hall of
You
Famer.
named some quality.
Bernice Burgos.
Stop.
Burgos.
These are
If
Hall.
y'all want to get
You don't
real
put
with
Bernice
it,
in yours?
Huh?
You don't put Bernice in yours?
Bernice is
I don't
absolutely
put
IG
Bernice.
Hall
She's
of
whack to
Famer.
me.
I don't, y'all look at y'all
Yeah.
pretending you love black women all of a sudden. Don't do that.
Fuck up,
Don't do that.
Andrew. I mean,
Bernice
I-
is legit whack, bro. Bernice legit. Let me show you. There's an Instagram account I follow called.
You see, that's the jig. You follow the Instagram accounts that collect
Boom.
all the IG models.
Now I
instead
don't
of
gotta follow all them
Yeah, I'm
hoes.
not gonna follow all y'all.
I just get the best.
It's like watching fucking Sports Center. I can't follow every sport.
Oh,
Just give me the highlights at the
Y'all
end
seen
of the night.
Devontae Murray's girl?
Deontay Murray.
Deontay, I stay fucking up his name. Look her up.
Deontay Murray. Oh, from the Spurs.
Crazy.
This is hilarious.
Crazy.
Yeah. All right, let's look these
Everybody
joints up.
everybody
It's
listening
like-
right now.
like sports
Tell
talk?
me this man ain't
Nah.
about to take over the league.
Oh,
Tell me this man
Marilyn
ain't ready
Mello.
when
That's
Kawhi
a
left.
that's a nice. She's a nice new up and comer.
Who?
Marilyn Mello.
Who's
Bad
that?
joint. A little bad joint. Just a little IG.
Look up Deontay Murray girl, somebody.
I'll turn to the
Telling you, this guy ready for Kawhi to go. He taking.
I'll turn to motherfucking John Madden when it comes to IG. Bro. I'm like, she has great potential. You know what I mean?
He's noticing the nuance of the game.
Yeah, you know, she really has a love for the. She does it for the love of the game. That's what.
How many hoes Andrew follow that he can't even find?
Time out. Is Cardi B IG Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Instagram model Hall of Famer.
She
She's like a funny.
She transcended.
Fair enough. Now you can't have a personality.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. We don't want to hear you speak.
Talk in their
I
videos.
don't even want to know your accent.
Every IG model out here like Charlie Chaplin. Just
oh my God! You know how much it killed me the first time I heard Bernice Burgos speak. The first time I heard Bernice Burgos speak, I'm like, yo, that's your voice?
Why? What does she sound like?
She just sounds like a regular Bronx chick. Like that's which is fine. It's just that I've just heard her not speak for so long. When I first heard her say words, it was just so jarring. I was like, oh God, I forgot she speaks. This is
Bro,
so
there's a. Oh, here we go. Is that it?
Anyway,
I think it's called Maison Seasons.
I follow my shit's called Bombshells with 2 S's.
So this one is called Maison Seasons, MAISONSEASONS, and it's basically just Russian bitches, right?
what happened?
What?
I thought you loved Black Queens, bro.
What?
Yeah.
What happened to that shit? Expose him.
Yeah.
Expose him.
Yeah.
Y'all really thought? Hold on. Y'all really think I follow that? Y'all are crazy, bro. Like, y'all are so dumb. Right? Obviously,
They sound like a French word.
Listen, listen. The only season I go with is Larry seasoning salt for my Black Queens, making me some Caribbean
First off, it's Laurie's, not Larry's.
How do you know you're fucking with Black
Expose him.
My bad, Black Queens. My bad. Y'all gotta sit aside for these Russian bitches. These Russian bitches coming out. These Russian bitches not playing games, yo.
Oh,
you can hack my erection.
Holy shit.
Oh, Andrew on fire right now.
Oh gosh.
We got a little
MVPs. Let's talk about who's gonna be.
Who do you got?
Oh shit. I'm gonna jump out the window real quick, man. I might.
Who?
I'm going with Handsome Jimmy, bro. Jimmy G.
Shit.
Whoa.
Handsome Jimmy, MVP season, bro.
Wow.
That's my guy.
Fuck.
Either Handsome Jimmy or Todd Gurley, but I'm gonna go fucking off the. I'm throwing it to the fucking wolves. Fuck it.
All right, Akaash, who you got?
Here's the thing. You got to make it to the playoffs to be an MVP.
Mm-hmm.
It never seems to work out that way, any other way. So I would go with Russell Wilson because I think he could have been MVP last year, to be honest with you. But since I don't think the Seattle Seahawks are going to go to the playoffs, I want to say Ezekiel Elliott. But I think he can have a big year. He stopped beating bitches up, as far as we know.
As far as we know.
Stop pulling out titties in public, as far as we know. And I think he's ready to have a big year. But I also don't know if the Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. But I'm just going to say Ezekiel Elliott because I didn't prepare well enough for this.
What about you?
Keep it stack. I also didn't give a final AFC Super Bowl prediction. I'll do that at some point.
MVP.
Yeah.
Going to Aaron as always.
Who was the last wide receiver to be an MVP?
Ooh. Gosh, was it Jerry?
I literally don't
think it was
remember
Jerry.
in my lifetime.
I think it was Jerry. Yeah.
Okay.
I think, and there was an argument to be made last year that it should have been AB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think AB gets it this year.
You think so?
I think though, and I think that because there is a chance that Le'Veon just doesn't end up playing.
Right.
I would not be surprised because the coach of the what's his name,
Mike Tomlin.
That motherfucker don't play around, bro.
The last person to win
was Jerry, right?
MVP was Jerry in '87.
Wide receiver to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tomlin is not playing around. It's a tough motherfucker. Okay, he's not folding for shit.
Mm-hmm.
If it's possible that Le'Veon doesn't play, you have to throw the ball in the air a little bit more. You're not going to give this, second string running back 40 touches a game.
Understood, but I think him not playing directly affects AB.
That's fair.
Directly affects.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's gonna give.
He can't
AB,
stack the box.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
Can't stack the box. Yeah.
I think AB is that much of. I think he is that much of a problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Ben got another year left in him,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it could happen. That's what I'll go with.
That's
I'm
a
gonna
solid
go. I'm
pick.
gonna go out. I don't know if it's solid. I mean,
yeah.
wide receiver hasn't happened since '87, but the risk reward is high.
That's how I feel with Jimmy G.
If you're right,
I'm like, bro,
you a fucking genius.
It's a thing, like, and it's one of those things with Jimmy G, man. Like, especially with quarterbacks in the NFL, like some are good, some are great, but some motherfuckers just got it.
And you think that he has it?
That motherfucker got it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he has it.
Yo, he pulled the Joe Budden. He said, "I've been better than you for 3 years."
Exactly. I've been better than you this whole fucking decade.
This entire time. Tom Brady.
You know, actually, you know who else could get it? Maybe is Leonard Fournette. But the problem with the Steelers, and this is
that's
where,
That's a good
the steal pick.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, right?
yeah, Ezekiel Elliott's line is fucked up. But if Leonard Fournette is healthy, the Jaguars' line is solidified. They signed their guard, who's a free agent, to a big contract. If Bortles can do something, take the pressure off Fournette.
Yeah.
If he can do something to take
And if
pressure.
the Jaguars are really good, Fournette gonna get all the credit.
That's what I'm
He's
saying.
not
Of
gonna get
course.
Bortles.
Nobody gives a
because
fuck
they're
about
fucking
Bortles.
punting every
I
single
honestly think
down.
it's because his last name is Bortles. He has such a whack quarterback
He is
name.
a
Like
shitbag.
some like
Jimmy
there's
G is
something.
dope.
That's what I'm saying. Like some quarterbacks have to have like a certain like je ne sais quoi about
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
something that you can't really touch. But like
Where you learn that
Dak-
word, Kaz?
what?
Je ne sais quoi.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
probably on Mason seasons.
But no, like there's like a thing with quarterbacks. Like if you got a name like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, like Drew Brees, like there's certain fucking marking. Blake Bortles doesn't scream out at me.
No.
Elite quarterback.
Yeah, you're
Jimmy G, nice fucking name. Even Dak Prescott, that's his rookie.
Yeah.
My fault for spitting on you.
That's all
This
good.
person here.
Who am I to
He
judge?
can't.
I'm about to say it.
Who am I to
Like
judge?
Popped a loogie on my lip earlier.
it's karma. It's karma for his phone. But yeah, no, I just think because his last name is Bortles, he's not good.
Yeah, I respect
Too close
that.
to
He's
Jordan.
really endearing, that guy, because he
Yeah.
doesn't try to be anything he's not.
No.
He's a fucking bro. They asked him, what would you be doing if you weren't playing football? He goes, probably laying drywall.
That's what's up.
He goes ripping cigs and laying drywall. And the second he said that, I'm like, this guy is. Remember when
I don't hate that guy.
Bro, so remember when Mariano
Jimmy G?
Rivera was getting booed by everybody in Yankee Stadium, and they asked him after the game, they were like, "You just got booed by 60,000 people in Yankee Stadium. How does that feel?" And he said in his accent, he goes, "You have to understand. I grew up in the Dominican Republic, eating mangoes that fell off of trees." Now I'm getting booed by 60,000 people in
That's
Yankee
great.
Stadium.
Yeah, it's endearing. Yeah.
So he actually has this look on life, which is, it's all
yeah.
green.
Right.
You know what I mean?
that's
So
great.
this guy's expectation, Bortles' expectation, was ripping cigs and laying drywall, and now he's playing as starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's like, this is great. All right, make fun of me. I still
And that's
won.
probably why his teammates love him, even though he's not great.
Oh, is he beloved by the
They
team?
like him. They really do. They like Bortles.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? And I imagine.
Jalen Ramsey keeping it a stack might have either can be interpreted as I don't want to say I don't like him, but so I'm gonna say this. I think it was I know he's not good, but I like him. He said something like he gets the job done.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want about Bortles, he gets the job done.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
What else are
And
you gonna
that's
say about
Jalen
this
Ramsey, who we
quarterback?
know to be honest.
Yeah. He didn't say he was
And he
great.
said the reason we lost to the Patriots is because they took the ball out of his hands.
Mm-hmm.
They had a big lead, then they got conservative. He said if you kept letting Bortles attack,
Because Bortles was I was about to say hooping.
That's how you beat the Patriots too.
Which
That's how you
is-
beat the Patriots. You can't get conservative. Like
you
the
gotta-
reason
you
why the
gotta
Eagles
go.
beat them
Yeah.
is because they opened up that playbook. They ran that Philly
in
special.
fairness,
They was doing
the
all.
reason the Falcons lost him in the Super Bowl is because they refused to run.
Yeah. Well,
That's why the Falcons
well,
lost.
that too.
Because they
But-
were throwing when they were.
but their run-
but they threw for 3.5 quarters.
But their run wasn't necessarily conservative, right? They had an exceptional running game. Freeman had an amazing season.
Yeah,
And it's like you have to feed the guy who got you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what Jacksonville's thinking, to be honest. But you also, it's a mix. It's always a balance, and whenever you lose, we're going to question whatever. But yeah, that was his thing. So my point is, he's saying Bortles isn't bad. His teammates like him. His teammates believe in him. That's my point.
Dude, you're a professional quarterback in the NFL. You can make 8-yard passes.
Yeah.
The game is not downfield anymore. If you look at Tom Brady. How often does Tom Brady throw the ball more than 20 yards?
Yeah, you can go. Yeah.
How often?
I don't know. I'm sure, but you can eat.
But he
had a
can.
deep threat.
He can, but
You
I'm
got to
just saying-
respect the deep ball.
No,
with
you
him.
have to respect the
Bortles,
He
nobody's.
doesn't need to.
You do need to stretch the defense, is what they always say. You need to make them respect that he can go deep. So I'm not going to
Hit
just play up at the
1-3
line.
just so they play up on you. They
Exactly,
don't
that kind of
sag.
thing, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, what I will say about Le'Veon Bell, he might be playing himself. And as much as I say, get your money, He got $12 million last year. He would have been $14 million this year for the franchise tag. Like running backs, like you said, they're insta hosts. There's always another hoe. James Conner is the Seahawks running back right now. I haven't seen him. I don't watch a ton as much as I read people who watch, so I can save time. People who watch are saying this guy's pretty good. It's like Le'Veon Bell don't seem that necessary with this guy. What? Not that he's better than Le'Veon Bell, but I could save $14 million.
He could fill the gap
and have someone who's not as good, but I can use that $14 million elsewhere. But he's good. He gets the job done. Yeah, like you said. So Le'Veon Bell might be playing himself, whereas if he played this year, you got $26 million in 2 years. And as much as I say, go get your money, $26 million in 2 years, if I was your financial advisor, I'd say, dog, get your fucking $14 million. We will take care of you the rest of your life with this.
So
then after that, if you can get a huge contract, go do it. But get this $14 million because I don't know if people are going to want you after this year.
There's no way that his
He'll get
skills
a
could diminish in 1 year,
He'll
especially if he doesn't even play.
But if
he'll get 2 years guaranteed and a big contract.
I hope
Isn't that usually how it works?
But $14 million is not something to sneeze at.
Also,
he wants your big guarantee. That's what he wants.
There's the theory that I subscribe to a little bit that, and I don't really think it's that true, but like maybe he's a product of a great O-line. That's why the O-linemen really got pissed off at him. And I think their plan is the fucking backup. If the backup cooks, then it's like
you have no leverage.
You have no leverage no more, dog.
Go get your
so that's why
money.
I'm thinking like people thinking Le'Veon's sitting out for the year. I'm like, dog,
running back
he's
is
sitting out a
of
game or
leverage.
two maximum. Because if their backup cooks and they're like, we don't, fuck it. All right, cool, I'm coming. You know, like this. Now you're expendable now. You're expendable if the dude behind you is a baller, but who knows?
Guy on the ticket always says this. It's not as good as Instagram hoes, but he said running backs in the NFL are big pens. You buy them cheap, you use them up, you throw them out. So if you are that position and you can make $26 million, I say go get it.
How is his meaner than mine?
No, I said it's not as like.
No, I'm saying his ended up being meaner, and it was about pens, right? It's like kind of savage.
That's essentially what you do with Insta hoes, right? You buy them cheap, you use them up, you throw them out. Send them to wherever the fuck island. Go to.
We gotta start putting clock emojis when time is running out for the Instagram emoji.
Shit, yeah.
It's like, hey, you steady approaching.
That's good.
You steady approaching.
That's good, dog.
I see it falling off.
That's good. Anyway, so also holding out Earl Thomas, but he reported.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and then Earl Thomas posted a video of him saying, Father Time.
He's undefeated, but I'm gonna take him in a triple overtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
great quote.
And it
was great, but I interpreted it as if like the league or like a team was saying we're no longer interested. But the reality of the matter is,
players in their 30s don't typically get huge contracts. Is what he's kind of. That's why Seattle doesn't want to sign him to an extension. He's 29. That's why a lot of the Cowboys were. A lot of rumors they were going to trade for him. He said after a game, Seattle versus Dallas last year, went to Garrett after the loss and said, "Hey, when my time is done here, come get me."
Oh, I read that. Yeah.
So ever since then, and Dallas apparently. Seattle offered a second-round pick at draft time. We'll give him to you for a second-round pick. Dallas said, nah. Offered a third. Seattle said, nah. And then Dallas right now recently was like, hey, we'll give you a second-round pick next year. And Seattle was like, nah. But point is, Seattle's thinking is we don't want to sign him because he's 29. We don't want to give him top safety money, which he wants. And a lot of people in Dallas are like, don't trade for a guy. You got to pay top safety money when he's 29.
Why not franchise him?
I don't know, actually.
I don't know either.
Have they franchised
someone
already?
I don't know if the franchise will. If you can franchise him, if you can't, whatever.
No,
but they're like, I don't even think they would.
You can franchise one player a year.
I just think the Seahawks are like in a sneaky rebuild right now.
They're in a rebuild.
They don't want to admit that like
they got a guy playing with one hand.
Yeah, it's like
starting.
I think he can be good.
He's good though.
No, I know he's gonna be good, but it's like. He's got one hand. Do you know what I mean? So, like, bro,
we trying to rebuild a hand.
I'm not saying nothing to Shaq
rebuild
Griffin.
appendages over here, dog.
Nothing against him. Great story.
I
think he's really good.
Is one fumble caused by just Terminator 2
oh, God.
spearing that shit.
So, Twitter's going to be so fucking ruthless to this dude.
Or whatever that shit is. Remember when he turned his hand into Shaquille Griffin? Remember when the Team 1000 did that shit? Just boom, poke that right out.
I'm not against it. I just think I think he's a good player. I just know those Legion of Boom days are long gone.
Oh yeah, all of them are gone.
Long gone. They're all gone. Marshawn's gone. Fucking
the whole Legion of Boom. Richard Sherman.
Sherman's gone.
Thomas the last guy standing.
Cam Chancellor retired. Like that shit is done.
Yeah.
They are gonna be ass this year.
Russell Wilson makes it. You think they're not a rebuild? And that's why I think he's so fucking good.
He's so fucking
Their
good.
line
That's the
is
thing.
dog
He's
shit.
keeping them.
Their D is still good, but it's not what it was.
Right.
And they're in the playoffs because
Yeah.
of Russell Wilson.
But they were also
Him,
always
Doug
a
Baldwin.
system D too, as well, right? It's like
I mean, Pete Carroll's a
But he was-
good offensive mind, or
Yeah.
defensive mind, really great.
I'm just
defensive
saying,
mind.
like when you have a system
Yeah.
defense
Mm-hmm.
like they had, you can play.
Theoretically, yeah, you plug and play.
Those
It's not going to be
motherfuckers-
as good, but you can at least
I'm
function.
thinking with like New England, why they're so great is it's a plug and play system.
Right.
Brady's the one guy that and even him, he was injured for a year. They go 11-5.
Right.
That's why I say Brady's a system QB, plug and play.
Right, and then there's
And
certain
the Seahawks
teams like
could be a system defense. Yeah.
right. You have like a Green Bay where it's just like if Rodgers isn't there, then the whole thing collapses.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people don't give Mike McCarthy credit
Mm.
as a good coach. You got Aaron Rodgers.
Because you got Aaron Rodgers.
I would say the biggest criticism on them should be drafting. Right, it seems like they
That's
just
what Miko
can't.
said, right?
Who said that?
Miko.
Did I? Then that's
Yeah,
where I heard that
yeah,
from.
yeah.
She was basically like they just don't have elite scouting.
Right.
Yeah.
So there are teams that can pick someone up in the second, third round. You know what I mean? That will be a functional and actually elite player in the league.
Right.
And when has Green Bay done that?
Yeah.
Can we remember a time? Can we remember an elite player that came up through the draft system in Green Bay? Somebody who was changing the game in some way besides
Clay
Rodgers.
Matthews had
Clay
a great,
Matthews,
great
he had a
couple
good.
years.
good
Was Clay that good, or did he have cool hair?
I
Clay
think
was good.
He was the son of an
He was
NFL
good,
player.
yeah.
He ended up being good. He was really good for a year or two, and then he also had a massive play in the Super Bowl. Like there's a highlight I remember of the linebacker coach or defensive coordinator being like, "We need a big play right now,"
Right.
And then he forced a fumble. And it was just like in the Super Bowl, it's a massive thing.
You gotta
gotta
respect
recover
it.
too.
Show up
so
when you
yeah,
need it.
showed up in a
Yeah.
massive moment. After that, I don't hear his name as much. But
Fair enough. I'm just saying there's something to be said
Yeah.
about changing the scouting over there if you just do not have any talent that's coming up. I mean, give me a wide receiver, give me a corner, give me
Somebody.
something special that
Somebody.
comes up besides
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers, right?
I mean, not for nothing. That also speaks to like just how hard it is to draft. Period. Like it's hard to hit a home run on a Juju Smith-Schuster or Odell Beckham.
But there are teams that continually do it. Like the Steelers draft well.
Well, the
do
Steelers
that
are
well.
the Steelers are like a class organization. Like outside of the Patriots,
Son,
who's
who's
been more
classier than the
consistent?
Green Bay Packers, right?
But I'm talking about consistency. Like when have the Steelers? Like I can't remember in my adult life a time when the
Steelers
Steelers
haven't
were
been
ass.
good, yeah.
Like I remember when the Patriots were ass.
Yeah.
Like there's never been a time in my life where the Steelers are just like they've been either average or good my whole life. I remember shitty Patriots teams. I remember shitty Packers teams. That little period, Brett Favre had maybe like 1 or 2 shitty years, but
when we were kids, they weren't good.
yeah, they weren't
Don
that great.
Mikowski, whatever the fuck.
But like I do not remember the Steelers being ass. Like they're just they're a family-run organization. They've had the same people running their shit for however long. They've had 3 fucking coaches ever. I don't know if it's ever, but like
ever.
my entire life.
It is ever.
Bill
Cowher,
Cowher,
Tomlin.
Chuck
Tomlin,
Noll
and
Noll.
That's it.
won 4 Super Bowls.
Hold on, you're telling me the organization
Hold on,
has
let me
had-
triple check
coaches.
that. But like I'm almost
It is
positive
3
those
coaches.
motherfuckers have only had a handful of coaches
That is
ever.
how you maintain a culture.
Yeah, when they find a guy, they stick with him. Like that's our guy.
They
But
they
you
let him
also
coach
have a
through
guy
this-
who fit. That's the system. The coach plays part of the system.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Sure.
plug and play with coaching. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, Tomlin fits this Cowher mold, who fit this Noel mold.
Quite possibly, yeah. Quite possibly, yeah.
I was with Scopo, the comic I was referencing earlier, and he said that he bumped into Cowher in a bar,
Yeah.
and he said Cowher is a hoss.
Okay, they've had
Yeah, I saw
since
him walking on the street in New York.
1933. Since 1933, they've had 16 coaches total.
What happened to 3?
1933.
Since I think the modern NFL.
Since the modern
NFL
modern
AFL
NFL era, they've
Since
had
they merged?
Yeah.
okay since
Since the merger?
let's see.
Chuck Noll was in the 70s. So, worst case scenario, since the 70s, they've had 3 coaches in
Okay.
45 years.
They've had since 1947. They've had Sutherland.
That's in 47.
Kiesling.
The modern NFL is like 60.
Yeah.
That's the Mara family,
John
too?
McNally.
Our family's the Giants.
All right, so
But
since
don't they
the
also-
Maras were in charge,
No, they also own the Steelers.
yeah.
The,
John McNally,
No,
Chuck
it's not the
Noll,
same family that owns the
Bill
Steelers.
Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Hold on. Guys, doesn't the Mara family also...
No, the Mara is the Giants.
But I think they also...
No, you're not owning 2 NFL teams. It's like Cuban buying the Hawks after he buys the Matt. You're just not going to do that.
A different... I thought that Kate Mara, that actress, her...
The guy's name's
Yeah.
escaping me. He's the
Since
most
19
respected
okay,
owner
boom.
ever.
Since 1969, they've had 3 coaches.
Can you look up the owner real quick of the Steelers? It's not. I can't believe I can't remember his name. He passed away, but like everybody worshipped this guy. Just like the
Yes,
classiest.
Rooney.
The Rooneys. There you
Yeah,
go.
and-
The Rooney Rule.
Oh,
There you go,
Rooney Mara is her
family.
name.
Yeah.
You're
That
thinking about
can
the
confuse
actress?
anyone.
Yeah, the actress.
Yeah. Well, no, that actress is related
Yeah.
to the Giants
Yeah,
owner.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I thought for
But
some
yeah,
reason,
since 1969, they've had 3 coaches, which is
49
incredible.
years
Chuck
now,
Noll,
going up on 50
Bill
years.
Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah. 3 years, 50 coaches. Or 50 years, 3 coaches.
It's crazy.
Okay, she is a great Kate Mara, the actress
Yeah.
I'm talking about. She is a great granddaughter of both New York Giants founder Tim Mara and Pittsburgh Steelers founder Art Rooney.
Oh, okay, so they married.
Those
Okay,
families
okay.
are connected.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did not
yeah,
know
yeah.
that. I did not know that.
So, what were we say? Her mother's side of the family has held ownership in the NFL's Pittsburgh Steelers football team since its formation in 1933, and her father's side has held ownership of the Giants.
Yeah, fuck.
Right?
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Do you rookie of the year? Is it just? Were we all gonna say
Rookie
Baker?
of the year?
Baker,
Nah,
he's not
bro.
supposed to play this whole year. That's
I
what
got
they're
my
saying.
I got my boy Samuel, bro. Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah.
Jets
He could be
QB.
good. I think he's gonna
Did
be
I
good.
tell you my take on Sam Darnold?
What's it take?
Only a Jets quarterback would have darn in his name. It's
Yeah,
possible.
he's just set up for the fucking New York
Of
media,
course.
bro. Like how many fucking Darnold
So here's my
back page specials.
So and I'm glad you're here for us to discuss this because Akaash and I were talking about it. So the thing about Darnold was that he has this incredible arm, right? Like he's got a fucking cannon, and but turnovers was the issue. I think you were the one
Yeah.
who was telling me that, Akaash, or
Yeah.
maybe it was somebody else. Darnold.
Yeah, he had some turnover
He had
issues.
14
Yeah.
interceptions
Yeah.
last year in college, but the year before, none. So some
He's
people
also
are
the
saying,
youngest quarterback to ever start in the NFL.
"Oh, that's dope."
Yeah.
Fair enough. But some people were saying, yes, he had some turnovers in college, but it could have been some line shifts, etc. Blah blah blah. But the question is, if you're turning the ball over 14 times in the college game,
They say that, and maybe he's not going to be that great. But Deshaun Watson had the same issue at Clemson. Threw a lot of picks. That's why he slid in the draft.
and now he's a fucking stud.
Somebody else.
Yeah,
that's
last year-
my other
last
dark
year
horse MVP pick if he comes
last
back.
year, if he's healthy, that's
Deshaun
quite
Watson,
possibly
boy.
MVP.
Yeah.
Deshaun
So,
Watson,
the
he
truth.
is.
But they also said the
true.
same thing about Jameis, and Jameis does throw a lot of interceptions.
But Jameis
your,
sucks.
Who's your rookie?
I think I'm gonna go Baker because I don't think Tyrod Taylor's gonna last too long. But that could be stupid. Tyrod
I
Taylor
think
could break
Baker
a
starts by like week 3, week 4.
Fair enough.
I also
My
just love Baker.
yeah. I mean, how could you not root?
Well,
for him?
Saquon. Nobody's gonna go with Saquon.
I
yeah.
think Saquon
If I
could
did more
possibly
prep,
do
I
it.
probably would have said Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I think it's really just. I would have never said this if you asked me 3 months ago. The idea of a hamstring injury was absurd to me.
Yeah.
I didn't
in
even
the NFL,
understand it.
it's 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Son, I tweaked my hamstring. Never done this in my entire basketball or athletic career.
Yeah.
I tweaked it. This is weeks ago.
Yeah.
Months maybe ago. I thought it was better. I just played the other day, and I just kind of strained it again. And I'm like, how long is it until I'm
Those are
normal?
nagging.
So if you tell me that a professional athlete like Saquon Barkley,
Who has monstrous hamstrings,
he's all hamstring.
monstrous legs,
Bro, he's
like,
a centaur.
Like I don't fucking,
Right?
I don't like staring at men's bodies like that.
I love
but
staring at
this-
his body. I love it, dude.
But this
I
dude's
love it.
fucking
I need to see
legs.
pics. What's up?
This dude's
I'll
legs
show you
are
pics. Show you from the
insane.
archives.
I was gonna say you're not real if they're not on the camera.
I need to use the bathroom. You guys.
Well, we got 5 minutes, man. Let's
Well, look, I got to use the bathroom right now, or I'm gonna shit my pants. You guys wrap it up. I love you guys.
You plug dates at all?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be in Europe. You guys know about that. And right when I come back, I'm gonna be at Boston, September 22nd.
Yes, sir.
And then at Laugh Boston. So go get tickets for that really quickly. It's only one night there. And then I'm going out to the West Coast, I think, on the 26th. I think I'll be in Portland, then Sacramento, the 27th through the 29th, and then San Jose, the 30th. And even more dates on theandrewschultz.com. But go get tickets to all that shit. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Blue Chew It Up. And how nice was it to have Kaz back, huh?
Oh, you guys.
Huh? We got. Oh, by the way, we all met up and we have a good idea because Kaz's schedule is tough. You know, he has a very important.
Well, your
job.
schedule is tough too.
It is but specifically for NFL season.
True.
Right.
Right.
So what we tried to do is accommodate all of our schedules by doing these early Sunday mornings. But we understand we're a sports podcast, and it makes no sense for us to do early Sunday
Before all the games.
before all the games.
Yeah.
So what we are going to do is we're going to do it Mondays. Now, it's important that we have Kaz's voice on this podcast. Right. So we
let's
have
just
a little
say,
something. I'm not going to say what it is. We have a little something special in line for you guys that we all kind of came up with together. So we're excited to see. Now, you guys are going to rock without me because I'm going to be in Europe for one of these. So it's going to be you guys.
Hold it down.
But when we come back, we're going to have a cool little segment. I'm excited to see.
Should be fun.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
All right,
so maybe you motherfuckers will get out my fucking comments about missing the goddamn fucking shows. Leave me the fuck alone, right? I have a family. Stop calling me deadbeat in my fucking comments every goddamn day. My mom sees that shit. All right. God damn it.
Hey guys, do me a favor, don't stop.
I don't come to your fucking restaurant and knock the plate out your head and call you a deadbeat.
Yeah, but
motherfuckers.
The thing is, imagine if you went to the restaurant and they weren't there. That's what's happening.
Tired of this shit, all right?
Because they love you, Kaz.
God damn
I saw
it.
a guy, cool ass moment. I'm coming home from comedy club. I see a guy on the train. He's like, yo, Akaash? Gives me dap, and he's like, I swear to God, I'm listening to Flagrant 2 right now. And then I'm like, all right, that's what's up. I talk to him for a bit, and then I get that anxiety where I'm like, all right, I can't, I'm not going to tell this guy the whole subway ride back to Manhattan because it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Not that he was great.
Yeah.
That was a dope moment, but I have this thing where I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This is too much pressure. So I walked away from the train, but as I'm walking away, he's like, yo, tell Kaz to come back.
Listen, man, we was at Made in America last weekend, and you know, when I tell you, from people in the crowd to people working the fucking the vendors making sandwiches, the bartenders, I might have ran into at least, not even exaggerating, 15 to 20 people in Made in America saying, yo, Kaz, we need to come back to the podcast. Yo, Kaz, I love Flagrant 2. Those motherfuckers are crazy, but you need to come back on the podcast.
And it was like, kids need their father.
Bro, I'm here. I'm here, bro.
Come back.
I'm trying to be a positive black father figure for everyone to look up to.
You ain't doing a great job of it.
I'm not. But you know what? Hopefully, with this new setup.
We also got to figure out, I don't know if we're going to record again this coming Sunday because you obviously at work. Andrew's gone. So maybe we'll do like a Wednesday episode this week and next week or one of the weeks where we can also recap NFL games that have happened.
I'll put it like this, man. We'll figure it out because right now we're in the time where sports matter.
You got all the friends. I need you to get football fan co-host guests.
Yes. We will have
Wale
guests.
A football fan?
Big football fan. He'll be on the show.
Get Wale here in the next 2 weeks. This is my challenge to you,
Dad. 2 weeks? Bro.
Dad, my birthday coming up. I need a gift.
We'll get some people on the show, man.
Somebody
right now is prime time for a show like
Alex,
us.
you got a Mexican to do your job for free. I need that guy here.
Nah, I pay.
So basketball's on the way back. Football's here. You know what I'm saying? Like all the sports that people really give a fuck about is here with your take of with a spice of flagrancy in here. So tune in every week. Flagrant 2. Alex, thanks for holding it down.
Oh, real quick, I'm going to plug my dates again. Down South Tour, the ABDC's American Born Desi Comics. We are in Pittsburgh, September 26th. Zany's Comedy Club in Nashville, the 27th. Stand Up Live in Huntsville, Alabama, 28th and 29th. Red Clay Comedy Festival, the 30th. Good Nights in Raleigh, October 3rd. DC Improv, October 4th. Get your tickets at AmericanBornDesiComics.com.
Get those tickets.
Come through, man. Show that Southern hospitality. Let my homies. One of them is from Boston.
Yeah.
He fucking grew up with white people, making this guy think he white his whole life. And the other one is from Queens. So this motherfucker think he Puerto Rican and Italian at the same time. It's very confusing. They just need to see what the South is all about. Just come show that hospitality. The thing is going to be mad racist. It's not. Come show them. The South is the illest place to do comedy.
Yes, sir. And last thing I'm going to plug, Duce Palooza, official festival after party for Dreamville Festival weekend next weekend in North Carolina. We'll be about the West Social Club, 400 Northwest Street. Tickets are available at the door, but you can also get them at DucePalooza.com. Shout out to the whole Dreamville family, J. Cole, Ebe, fucking Money Making Matt, everybody over there, Kaz, Boss, everybody. Come out, show support. Another Duce Palooza thing. Shout out to everybody who showed love at Made in America and in Philly the day before. But you know what we do when we get in your town, man.
Show support, dog. Show support. Also, tease, a little longer tease is coming in the next month or so. We are getting the groundwork started.
Yes, sir.
On a Patreon page.
Yes, sir.
And we're laying the groundwork kind of slowly, but we're letting y'all know when that shit comes through. We are trying to do record numbers. I got the guy, one of the higher ups at Patreon. I'm texting back and forth with him right now. I told him I want what we do to be unprecedented. I want it to be historic. I want motherfuckers to recognize we got the best fans in the game.
Yes, sir.
Because we're not on the networks that get you 1 million people plugged in. We're not on The Ringer. We're not on Barstool. We are on Loudspeakers, which is a great network, and they done right by us, but they don't have... We are doing more with less relative to the Bill Simmonses of the world and the fantasy football cuck on ESPN. And that's because of y'all. Because y'all are the most fucking loyal fans in the world, and it's about time y'all got your goddamn credit. So when we do this, come through, show support, throw that blue chew support.
You already
show
know,
that
man.
blue chew support. Be who we know you are. We're going to do record numbers.
Yes, sir.
Excited
Yes,
about
sir. Catch you next week, man. Alex, anything to plug?
Nah, I'm gonna be in Europe with Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, working,
All right.
working.
Have fun, dog. Enjoy the white women. I know you're excited. I know you're excited. Alex came in. I swear to God, Alex normally comes in like shorts and sandals with his toes
You got the
out.
whole thing. You got the
This
Adidas
time I
on.
looked
You
at
got the
Alex looking
motherfucking.
fine as
Got
fuck
the
right
fucking
now.
rollie.
Alex, I told you. I
It's
said,
a
you look
rollie,
good
not a
as fuck, dog.
stopwatch.
My man,
Shit
all
don't
black.
never stop.
My man, all black cap turned backwards, black sweatshirt, fashionable ass torn
man.
jeans, black jeans. Got some expensive ass shoes on. I said, "Who the fuck is Cal?
Yeah,
Got a gold
bro.
watch on. What's Alex doing right now? What's going on?"
Ah,
And then it turns out he going to meet a bunch of white women.
Nah, man.
Shout out to
in
Cat
Europe.
Williams, man. He won a
The
fucking
African
Emmy yesterday
refugees,
for his
that's
appearance
what
on Atlanta. So
A cat did?
Cat Williams, man. Emmy award-winning Cat
Let's
Williams,
not talk
bro.
about cat. Cat fucks black girls. We're talking about Alex. All right, don't
All
take
right,
away.
let's end the episode.
All right, y'all. This has been Flagrant 2. No easy buckets, analysis by assholes, water cool commentary for your sports needs. We catch you next week. Peace.
God bless.